No, you are.
I am? Weird. Oh, computers. Welcome, welcome. I have a lot of underlighting going on in my face. I think I do need at least one, like, photo box. That'd be nice. Just
Yeah.
like right there. That'd be helpful.
For a photo box?
Yeah, the diffuser box.
Oh, yeah.
Soft box. That's
Yeah.
soft box. Okay. I don't even know if my chat's working. Is anyone saying anything?
A whole bunch of people, yeah.
Are you serious?
Hello, DJ, Yushin, Wim,
This is still
Glitterholic.
my chat. I think my chat's broken. Sorry, guys.
Ebony is here. Hello, Ebony.
Hello, Ebony. Sorry. Let me see if I can fix this. I don't know why it's all janked up. Maybe, no, it wasn't on your channel. Maybe it was on someone else's channel. I don't know. Okay. So, real quick, for anyone who is into Overwatch, I mean, I'm sure you already know, but for anybody who's maybe more casual or not at all into it like I am, there is a new hero, and it is a hamster. And for those of you who know me, you know I love my hams. His name is Hammond, and his character's called Wrecking Ball. He rides around and has a cute little mech ball robot, and it's awesome. So I might have to start playing Overwatch. I don't know. Yeah, my chat's still not working. Weird. Okay. Don't know what to do about that. I'll just go to my main one now.
Yushin is tired, but they're gonna hang out for a bit. Sniggle's here.
Sniggle! Sniggle just subscribed for the 9th time.
There it is.
Sniggle, you get sub-shrub nub rubs. Okay? But that also means I've added a little thing to it. You get to make a wish while he dances. So make a wish for the sub-shrub. Okay? Ready? Make a wish. The sub-shrub. Nub rubs. Nub rubs! There's hands. There's hands. Thank you, Sniggle. Here's a melancholy clover, too. He's so upset. Oh. This thing's losing its softness because I keep rubbing it so much. For anybody that's curious as to what this is, I released, you'll see people sniping at a hamster. It's true, but he's inside of the ball. Plus he has ball mode that's similar to Samus and Metroid, where he kind of compacts and then you can go around the levels really fast. And you can jump with it, and it looks really cute. Anyway, so I have new stickers. They're old stickers, but I've done them in a new way. They're now die cut, so if you can see around it here, I'll show you another one. So in this one here, you can see that they are cut to the shape. I don't actually want to peel this off, but I will. So they're cut to the shape. Not only are they cut to the shape, but they're transparent until the colored area. So it's not even that ugly white. It's really nice. And the quality is really good too. Gabe was showing his on the stream yesterday as well as me, but last night I made about 20 packs and they're all on my Etsy. So if anybody is interested in getting some of those. Oh, Ushi! 5 months in a row. You're the guy. Let me get out this sub shop.
Yeah, but Sniggle, I think we're pretty used to people shooting gorillas in this country, at least. Harambe. Too soon.
So if anyone's interested in buying these, they're about 3x3, so you can look at my hand. They're about as big as my hand. They're really big. And there's 7 of them in a pack. There you go. See? There's about 7 of them in a pack, and I'll show you the ones that are here. They're $10 each. Made them cheap, so there's at least something. And remember I said that stickers are basically only worth doing if you yourself are not cutting them. If you're cutting them, it's not worth it. So figure out like a place to buy them from that has cheap sales and stuff like that. So here's the pack. It's got this guy, he's a royal dude. And we got a scholar owl, a cute owl heart. He's one of my favorites. He's just a jolly little guy. One carrying a lantern. Don't worry about these are my pencil shavings. This one's sleeping, and this one's carrying a potion bottle. So, like I said, they're all die cut, and they've got transparency. They're all waterproof, which was really nice. They're all sunproof. I read up on the site what technically each of those is. So, like I said, if anybody's interested in those, let me know. Ushi, thank you for the sub. I'm gonna rub the shrub's nubs. Make a wish, man. Kick, 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 kick. Sub shrub nub rubs. It's always hard to say. You guys say it. It's hard. Sub shrub nub rubs. Ugh. They feel good though, but they are going a little bit raw, which is, I feel bad. I need to get them like some ointment or something. Poor guy. How are you guys? I know Yushin, you were saying you were tired. Also, just to let you know, Gabe and I kind of decided that for the rest of summer, after this weekend, we're not going to be doing Saturday and Sunday streams. We might pick it back up in winter, but just for right now, no one really goes to them. So, you know, we figured, well, people are busy, it's summer, makes sense. You know? So, this will be our last weekend doing it, and then next weekend we won't. Which I guess is gonna make kind of sense anyway, because in 2 weekends we're gonna be at a convention anyway. So
I might stream games at night on a Saturday
yeah,
or a
but
Sunday.
we're not doing anything like this intense.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be working on stuff, prepping for, you know, giving you guys better content on the days we do stream. Which does make our, you know, thing to partnership a little bit harder, but it's like whatever anyway. It's okay. We'll still have one day a week that's at 9 p.m. and one that's at 4 p.m. So we still get to cover the people we like. It's just we won't have that third day anymore. But anyway, like I said, we'll see how it goes. Pick it up if we need to. So, today is 28th, which means we have 2 days left of JourneyJune. It has been a ride, hasn't it? We've gotten a lot of people thanking us that they've been able to actually finish a story. And honestly, that's all I wanted. That is all I wanted. For those of you that wanted to actually finish a story, see how it feels, see what the process is like, you've done it, you know. Finish the last 2 days and you're basically there. And we couldn't be happier. The turnout was fantastic. Everything. It's been awesome. Definitely doing it next year, as long as we're alive.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yeah. Hopefully you guys have gotten a lot out of it too. So today is the 28th final blow. Someone deals the final blow to the boss. So that doesn't mean it has to be physical, okay? It could be mental, verbal. Does the boss die? Who does it? Focus on bringing the story full circle. Try to reuse an already established story element that would make sense in this situation. So technically I'm going to be using 2 in mine. Gabe's, we can't see anything right now because it's his hands. I want to see what's up.
Can't see anything anyways because y'all can't decipher my language.
It's my wash.
Linguache.
Kill them with words. You could, if, like, let's say your dude was a poet. You could slay with words. Why not? I'm down with it. Mine will be, if you guys were paying attention to yesterday's Hazel and the bunny lady, who I haven't named. We're helping all the sick people get their medicine, which the medicine alone I don't think is going to do it, so Hazel's going to have a sensor she goes around with, and she's going to distribute the scent that the skunk gave her too. So, poet kills you with cringe. No! Poets are wonderful! I consider myself a poet. Man.
I think he's thinking of
Laundry.
crappy poets. Can you sharpen me?
Yeah. Fat poets? What?
No, just like
Cheesy.
the pencil is pushed on the paper. Slash, splash, doo-wop-bop.
Oh.
Do you know the paper?
Sniggle, are you talking more spoken word? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean like more Shakespearean, nerdy poems?
You gotta snap afterwards. Groovy, man. Play me some more bongo.
I don't think Gabe likes hippies.
I was the guy with.
I'm trying to fix this right now. These can be a pain. Oh, shoot. I didn't do that. Ugh. Okay. Gabe's gonna quickly go get our laundry. Or put it in the dryer, rather. Does anybody have any questions on today's Journey June? Or want to talk about anything specific? How's your day going? I mean, it's halfway through, basically. Definitely Shakespeare. Aww. Shakespeare's cool. He's alright. I like him. Some stuff. You gotta give him major cred for his sonnets and his iambic pentameter, though. Dude knew what he was doing. At least with pacing and how to speak it. Because I actually think that's the cool part of poetry, is how to speak it. Not even necessarily the wording used, because honestly words, you can get good at that, but in regards to, you know, how to say it, and kind of, you know, it's like singing it basically, so I think that's cool. It's already Friday. Uh-oh. DJ, does that mean that, I suppose that means you got less time to work on the entire challenge, doesn't it? Also, I've been posting a lot of the Journey June stuff at like 3 a.m. every night, because that's when I go to bed. But I figured it's the next day, so I might as well post it, you know, when I was thinking about it. So, I wonder, do you guys in the U.S., do you guys see it in the morning when you get up, or is it not even there? Or, like, what happens with that? I'm thinking next year I'll just like wake up early and post it maybe at 8 a.m. or something. But I was thinking it would help out the overseas people. Did you just put it on normal?
Yeah.
The dryer was working fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the washer's problem is. Okay, you guys still see it? Awesome. Well, that's smart, DJ. That'll work. Okay. So, Sniggle, when you wake up, you still see it? That's good. I mean, you even wake up pretty late, so I guess that's even better that you see them, I guess. 12 a.m. right now, DJ? Wow. Wow. Because insomnia. Oh no, Ebony. I'm sorry. Insomnia sucks. You ever tried Z-Quil? Z-Quil's really great. It's non-habit forming, and it actually makes it so you sleep more comfortably. After years of using it on and off, because I get crazy about accidentally making tolerances and stuff, so even though it is non-habit forming, I'll quit it for a little bit and just see how I sleep on my own, and then I'll go back to it if I need to. But when I wouldn't be using it, my bed wouldn't feel as comfortable, and then I'd go back to using it and my bed would feel extra comfortable. So I think it actually does something to your muscles too, or makes you just really relaxed. I don't know, it's great. It doesn't knock you on your ass like some sleep meds do, but it's, I don't know, it's really calming one, I think. Gabe, you've tried it. What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely knocks you out.
Not hard though.
No. It actually helps you just fall asleep.
Yeah, that's really what it is. So like once you lay down, then you're like, oh yeah. But otherwise, it's not like, I need to go to bed right now or I'm going to collapse. It's nothing like that. So I say give it a shot, if you have it. I wouldn't try the pills. The pills are a little funky. I would do the liquid because you can control more of what you take. So if one day you're a little tired, but you just want to make sure you stay sleepy, you just take a little swig. Or on a day where you're kind of lit and you want to go to bed, but you know you're too awake, take a bigger swig, that sort of thing. Sniggle, then you could take a big swig of it. Because if you take the actual dose that they tell you, it's a lot. Like, I never take the full dose, because it does knock me on my ass. So I usually take probably half a dose, and it's enough to just kind of ease into it. I don't know. Does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend or anything? I mean, next week is 4th of July. Is anyone doing anything? Or maybe some people are celebrating ahead of time. Sometimes that's smart. So that you're not driving around when the drunks are out. Sort of thing. With a full-grown beard. Oh, Sniggle. How long would you have to sleep to get a full-grown beard?
Kitchen. Happy
Hey,
birthday, kitchen.
Happy birthday, kitchen.
You got a special prize.
Guess what? It's time to embarrass you. Stop all the music. Here's what's happening now. Gotta do the thing. Happy birthday. I bought this, especially for this. Isn't that terrible? It's awful, but it's a happy birthday cupcake. Happy birthday, Kitchen Wizard.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Sending sorrow everywhere. People dying in despair. Happy birthday.
Oh.
That's.
He only knew the news right now.
Oh man, the one I just sang, the Sending Sorrow Everywhere, People Dying in Despair. My English teacher in 9th grade used to sing that. He would get on top of a stool and would sing that to whoever's birthday it is, and he'd point to you, sending sorrow everywhere, people dying in despair. I think he was a neo-hippie or something and was like totally anti-establishment, but It was a thing. Like, he made it into a thing. But anyway, I hope that you're gonna have a great day. I know you're going to the spa this weekend, so that's dope. Enjoy that. That should be fun. But yeah, everybody wish Kitchen Wizard a happy birthday. She makes lots of goody yum-yums. Goody yum-yums. That's right.
I hope somebody's cooking for you tonight.
Yeah, that'd be good. Is anybody gonna make you a cake, or do you make yourself cakes? How's that work? Ah. But you the sweet. Avi, you cook. Hazel's just like, oh yeah, and we can do this other thing. I'd rather have something make her be like, I do have one other thing we can try. Like, I'd rather her do that, but maybe no one's waking up or something, or I don't know, because it's not immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe somebody coughs, but I feel like coughing and then putting your own perfume probably isn't the best idea. Ooh, a fancy dessert. What's your idea of a fancy dessert? I really want to know. Okay, maybe she... I think Gabe's thinking too right now. Let's see. Because to me it seems like it needs to be one of the patients needs to do something. But I don't know what. I mean, I guess I could just have Hazel being like, oh, and then this, but I hate that. Mosquito dessert? What kind of a name is that? They actually
Mosquito's
called their
Desert?
place Mosquito?
That's cool.
That's ballsy. That is ballsy. Ooh, key lime. Yum. Oh, hell yeah. You need to go to this place. Get like 4 of the things.
I feel like I need a tux to be in this place.
Yeah, what's it look like?
Wow.
Ooh, they have Earl Grey macaroons. Lapsang Souchong smoked tea.
Damn.
Macaroon. That's a macaroon. Wow. That's awesome. You're gonna have a great time. Holy crap. Oh, it's beautiful. Man, Canada feels like the best kept secret in the world, but I know limited time emoji. Oh, I got a thingy.
Good holic, you did it. Thank you.
Oh, I can't share my thing. I don't know if I actually got it. It gave me a timer. Did I get it if I got a timer? I don't even know. I don't know how it works. Help.
I think you can't do it unless you cheer a certain amount.
I can't cheer on my own channel.
Yeah.
Oh, kitchen, let us know how it is. That place looks great. Super jelly. I don't think you'll have to convince me.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he's anti-dessert, which that's not a human. Dang. Yeah, try it out. Let us know how it is. Oh, I keep... Okay, so... Oh, it's just showing me the timeout. Okay. So I got a weird hat. Oh, and it's only for if I cheer. Oh. Thank you, Glitter. That's cool. No way, Sniggle. There's got to be some dessert you like. Anti-dessert my butt. That's not
Mexico hat.
Alright, DJ. Have a good night, alright?
Bye, dude.
Thanks for joining.
Maryland hat.
Bye-bye.
Brazil hat.
I got a footy hat, which is really a weird word. Yeah, Sniggle, there's a dessert you like. Don't even. I'd even consider American cereal dessert. That means it's dessert. Dinner. Okay. Oh, why does it say Nightshade? What?
What? Nightshade? What?
Does yours say Nightshade?
No. What?
That's so weird. Right here. Or did it just change? Yeah, it says Nightshade is the new boss.
Weird. Maybe it'll update. But I guess they would. Claire Holic would be the
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
Hmm.
Hold on, I'm reloading it. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah! Glitter, you did it! Thank you! You the boss now. I was like, Nightshade? Why is it showing Nightshade? I miss a Nightshade, but, you know. Eating everything. That is a good time in one's life, isn't it? I think we all have a time in our life where we eat everything. Hey! Good work. You done it! Okay, so what do sick people do? They cough, they sneeze, they sleep,
You moan.
they moan. They're in pain. I don't know, I almost feel like maybe she should just do it, because if I have them do any of those things, it's going to be kind of backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you need any of that.
Yeah. They puke. Good point. Good point. Noted. Yeah. They mosey.
Mosey?
They do mosey.
The fuck is mosey?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
When you mosey around?
Like mill about?
Yeah, that's like mosey.
Okay.
You've never heard mosey?
I guess, but I don't know, like not in the context of being sick, I guess.
Mosey along? You've never heard that?
I felt like mosey along was more of a casual thing, like you're just...
Yeah, you just mosey. It means slow.
Like you're at the mall on a Sunday, you're just moseying around. You're not buying shit, but you're there.
Yeah, you're just going slow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's cute, Gabe. Alright, I'm gonna cop out right now and just do this until I can think of something better. Remember, you guys, even if you can't think of your most ideal situation at the moment, put something in. Just so you've got it. So you can continue the story after. Well, thanks for joining us on your birthday kitchen.
Yeah, kitchen.
I hope you have a great day. Enjoy, your spa day if we don't talk to you. Enjoy your really good-looking desserts.
Mm-hmm.
Super jealous over here. Maybe, I think it's fair if you want to get, you want to embellish it and put it on your Instagram, because I want to see it. So if you want to take pictures of your food at some fancy place, I say do it.
Do it. It's your birthday.
Do it. It's your birthday. Enjoy and have fun, okay? We'll miss you. Enjoy. I feel like these two things, like having your hand like this and having it like this, are different. Like this is like, wait a minute, where this is like, oh! I know it's a small difference, but...
I can see that.
Should I... Like if you do it even cocked too, where it's like this?
Yeah, if it's like, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh!
Because if it's just straight up, then it's like, hold on.
Exactly.
It's very stern.
A hold on.
Straight. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
Body language. This, as opposed to this. Different. Just with your thumb. And, like, the tilt. Isn't that weird? This, as opposed to this. I don't know. It's really weird. I love that little soccer ball. Whoever designed those, on point. Those are so cute. Like, they took the little patch that were here and they moved it out here. I love this. I love this person. Whoever did this. It's so good. So good. Sniggle, what have you done today? It's really hot here. I went out to get just coffee and check the P.O. box. My back was just drenched. Like, the whole week, too, it's going to be 90s. And today it's only 85. So, we're back up to using the air conditioner every day. Which, I hate doing that. But, watch Cass's stream, worked on JourneyJune, worked on JourneyJune. Good, Sniggle. Oh, I should. Glitter, yes. Hamu. So, remember my idea for the pins, the Hamugiri?
Yeah.
I think I might just make stickers.
That'd work. For the time being.
For the time being.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, I am the ham girl, so I do need a ham emoji. I think you're right, Glitter. It is time. I'll probably be changing around my emojis too so that the clover is actually at the 25 level and give some cuter ones at the lower level. Like the hamster. That'll probably be a 10. But I need to think of a cute $5 one.
It's just this new thing from the CDC saying that Americans don't get enough exercise. Only 22% or like 23% get enough exercise.
We're in there.
And where the hell is Mississippi? Mississippi gets 13% of people in Mississippi get what they need.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Sniggle, how was Cass's stream? I didn't even know she streamed today. I feel bad about that.
Yeah, I saw it in her story, but she said she was gonna do it like I think this morning, so that doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, I think it was really early. I think it was even before we woke up. If I remember right, it looked like it was at like 11 a.m.
You gotta make those announcements early, girl.
Oh, was that 12 p.m.? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was basically half an hour before we woke up.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm glad. Did she sound funny because of her mouth? Trying to figure out if Sagi's avoiding us. I'm willing to bet since he announced her stream, he's at her stream. But I'd love if he'd still come to ours. But I get it.
Ow.
She sounded normal? Okay, cool. Good. She's doing way better than I did when I got my wisdom teeth out. Oh my god, I hate this panel. This does not look good.
I got my wisdom teeth out for free.
How?
Because my ex worked at a dental institution.
Ugh.
So they basically just wrote it off.
Still, that's scary.
What?
Dental institution?
No, not dental institution. Just it was a Sears Dental.
A dental office.
Dental office is what I meant to say.
I might just do this panel again, but with Hazel being like, oh! Yeah, actually. So this one, probably unusable. It happens. I don't know what I could save it for. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in it I'm happy about, so... I actually saved my wisdom teeth. Because they look so gnarly. I was like, oh, I could probably do something with this. But I don't know where I put them. So that'll be fun. Try to figure it out. Find it. Random teeth in a box.
So I just finished reading volume 1 of My Hero Academia. So far, so good. It's a fun read.
Someone said that the villain is as emo as the hero.
I'm not quite sure who the villain is. There's a what are they called? A rival villain, but he's not really a villain. He's
like
just,
Gary.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He's not really a rival. He's just a dick.
He's a dick. I mean, he used to like be. So like the main character doesn't have superpowers, and you're supposed to get superpowers like at age 4. Like by age 4, if you don't have superpowers, then you're never gonna get it. And so the main character gets some by the way of something that you can find out about later if you read it. So he doesn't get them; he gets them unconventionally, in an unconventional way. And so now that dude is all like, what? How did he have these? He can't get powers.
Was it puberty? Is it a giant metaphor for puberty?
No, not at all.
Because FLCL was.
Yeah, that's what I kept hearing. But no, but it was sort of a hero's journey.
I'm willing to bet most anime is.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that it's like now he's going, when you're doing like a long storyline, like it's weirder because you don't do the entire hero's journey. You do like a portion of it, and then it's really weird. Like I don't know what to call that. Like I don't know where that ends up.
Weird.
Well, because he doesn't, like, I mean,
I'm willing to bet they're focusing on other characters and their journeys, too.
Not entirely.
No?
No, like, it's mostly based on him, and every now and then they show a little bit of a different character, but they don't really have much growth. Because they really don't actually show you a lot of the supporting cast until, like, the last third or fourth of the book.
Does he have an ultimate goal?
But yeah.
Glitterest?
Yeah, no, I think he does have an ultimate goal, and I think they all have. Everyone's ultimate goal in the book is to become like the best superhero ever, right?
Do they need superheroes? Like, is the world that they live in shit?
Well, no. The problem is that like at some point in that universe, superheroes became a thing, and so like I think it's like 90% of the population in the world has superpowers. So there's people that are obviously good, but then there's always going to be the bad egg. So these there's like a superhero police force.
So it's Harry Potter with superpowers.
Yeah. So then they like if you get into this prestigious school or whatever, you end up like they train you how to be like a superhero.
Yeah, that sounds like Harry Potter, but superheroes.
Yeah. And they sort of showed like a bad guy earlier on, and I'm assuming he'll be the bad guy because I don't think they really resolved that issue with him. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's a fun read so far. But it was weird to see the it's like a hero's journey light.
How's it light though?
Well, he achieves his. I mean, obviously he gets into the school. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a book, right? So he gets into school, and that's like him, achieving his goal.
Isn't that crossing the threshold?
What was that one?
That one's like going into the...
Yeah. Okay. So there's a dungeon descent where they go through a final test, because they're all in middle school at the beginning,
Yeah.
So then there's like a final test to get into the high school. So that's his dungeon descent, and there's even like a dope ass final blow.
You can have multiple heroes journeys.
Yeah.
Nightshade's here!
Nightshade!
Yay! Nightshade! Thank you for the sub, Nightshade. You get sub shrub nub rubs. Make a wish, okay? Making a wish with the melancholy clover. Who's never happy.
But I guess the point I was trying to make is that there is a
Thank you, Nightshade.
looking back on it, the entire first volume, it is sort of the hero's journey.
I'm sure.
But then you can, the next book will probably be another hero's journey, and I think people who first start writing books, and they've got these grandiose ideas for a 52 volume manga series, they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get from they don't even know how to start volume 1, let alone get another 49 under their belt.
Majority of the time, though, it's going to be tiny hero's journeys within one giant hero's journey.
Yeah.
And I mean, you won't even have that necessarily. You'll have maybe 3 different tiers of hero's journeys happening depending on how many characters you have. Obviously, like he was saying, or with like Pokemon, right? Ash Ketchum, like leaving Pallet Town and all that stuff. Like, there's many hero's journeys, and then there's an overarching one being the best that there ever was, right? So that's basically how you construct stories, because the hero's journey is basically like the best template for easing into a situation, having things happen, your character changes and reacts, other characters get added in, they get their stuff, and you gotta balance them with the main character, and how do they all react, and then each of them gets slotted usually into a certain like stereotype. I know stereotypes are bad, but for the most part they're true. So when you have characters like that, they each get their place. It's similar to a friend group. Like when you get a new friend group, or even in your old friend group, usually you know what each person is at some point. Like, well, that's the party guy, he's the tech guy, that one's the musician. You usually know after a while. I think that's what's hard about when you get to new friend groups. You have to figure that out. But with that sort of thing, everyone's going to have their own journey, So a lot of things are a bunch of different people's journeys in one that might be inside of a bigger one, So, I mean, a good writer will think of the overarching one and then think of multiple little ones, especially for comics. You'd have to have that in an issue, and then also have that as part of the whole trade for that issue, right?
Yep.
And then that's going to amount eventually to the bigger story. I would say there's probably 3 tiers in a big story. Like, think of Lord of the Rings, too, right? With The Hobbit included. Little things amounting to a bigger thing, because even The Hobbit is still part of the Sauron storyline, right?
Yeah.
Beginning to end. That's the Sauron storyline. Frodo's comes in about right here, right? It's in the middle to the end, really. This one's Bilbo, this one's Frodo, and even Bilbo has his, and his hero's journey ends at the very end. So really, Sauron's storyline is kind of Bilbo's storyline too, because at the end of, I think it's Return of the King, because Frodo leaves too. Bilbo and Frodo go with the elves, so theirs ends there, right? But even Sam has his really tiny little hero's journey where he wants a family with Rosie and all that stuff. Gollum, he's got his own hero's journey. I mean, it doesn't always have to be a hero, but they have their own journey, which they're all kind of orchestrated the same way, you know? But anyway. That was a rant. I think the hardest part about that is you have to really want to think that much and that long about something.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really believe in yourself and your story to be able to write that much about it. Like, that's why back in the day, all these old epic stories and things were more prominent, because all these people were so bored all the damn time. It's like, well, what do I do? Guess I'll write another story, you know, for some people. But like nowadays, that's why it's like, oh, I can't find the time. It's like, bro, stop playing video games, you know? Stay home for once.
Get off your Facebook.
Get off the Facebooks.
But I gotta check my Tumblr feed. 3 hours later. Alright. Oh, Mo.
What did
There's
I
new
get out of it?
There's new posts. There's new Tumblr posts. I gotta check those. What did you do on Saturday? Man, Tumblr was lit.
The internet.
I did the internet.
To the internet.
More like it effed you. Oh.
Okay.
Hey, what's everybody doing though?
Coffee's hitting him now. Here come the coffee.
Oshkosh, Wisconsin. This is unbelievable. Tiny company is disrupting a $200 billion industry.
Wow.
Eat those.
Glitter's working. Sniggle freaked out. People are having meltdowns on the stream.
Is it working?
Alright, Wim. Good job. What day you on? Did you catch up? Oh yeah, definitely, Yushin. For sure. Do what you can. Now, for those of you who are gonna finish and you want the class, so how that's gonna work is you're gonna have to pay somewhat attention to either the posts or the Insta stories on JourneyJune's account, because I'm gonna be putting up a survey at some point, and I will have a deadline for people to fill it out by, or else you'll miss the sign-up date basically for the class. And it's gonna ask some questions like, where can we find your story? You know, I'll probably ask you a couple questions about how it went, stuff like that, if you want to fill them out. But for the most part, I'm going to need to at least see where it is, probably your email, something like that, and then we'll be able to send you a link and a sign-up time. We'll have 2 different classes, okay? I figured one wasn't enough. So 2 different classes. It'll probably be about an hour long, something like that, hour and a half each.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So you'll have to set aside that much time. I don't know if it's going to be rewatchable. It probably won't be. Okay? Just so that the people that, you know, actually earned it get to see it and all that. But it'll probably be signing up for a slot, showing us where your story can be found so we can make sure you did it and to see it. And then we'll, you know, let you know after that. So it'll probably be around the 1st to 2nd week of July for the sign up. And then the stream itself will probably be around the end of July. Okay? So, hey, Fire Seal.
Fire.
Oh, good one, good. Yep, we're almost there, Sniggle. Isn't that crazy? I honestly thought having the challenge and running it would make the month go slower, but it went faster. Actually, running a challenge made it go way fast. So that was interesting. I didn't foresee that. Did you? Like every night that I post the new, you know, tomorrow's thing on the account, it feels like I just did it. Like, it's so weird. How you doing, Fire Seal? How's things?
free.
It's true. Think of how much content you have to work with, though, thanks to the past 2 months. I almost wish I was in your situation. Like, you can make at least 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
That's... Holy shit, that's a lot. Like, that is more than some people wish for in a year, dude. You did awesome. So we better see some books.
Not to mention, like, imagine in October, then you'll have another one if you're doing October, I don't know, or Drawtober.
I almost always do Inktober. Inktober is my thing.
Honestly, Fire, I think if you took, like, what's it called, like, all your drawings from, I guess you'd have to scan them all or whatever, but
Sketchbook.
yeah, if you just took like a week or two, not a week, but like a weekend, and just scanned like your sketchbooks and stuff and just threw them into a PDF, sold them for a few bucks, probably make some change real quick. You don't even need to have a legit book.
Oh, good, Fire Seal. Yeah, keep making them. So my biggest bit of advice to tell you guys that you like your story, you like what you did, don't stop after June ends. If you really like it and you want it to become something and you get the class from us, polish it. Make it final. Don't take a break. Like this, I'm very adamant about this where it's similar to when kids are done with high school and they want to take a year off and then they want to go to college after that. Do not take that year off. I'm saying go right into polishing what you had, or else it's going to be too long. You're going to forget really what happened. You're not going to be as passionate about it anymore. You're in it right now. Keep that going. You took all month to build this motivation to get going this fast, right? Don't let that go, because building that up again is just not going to happen the same way. You know, you've been doing this off the hype. Everybody's doing it together. I feel like there's this collective energy that's put into the challenge. Don't just let that go, right? Hold on to it. Finish it. Go through the rest of July if you can. Make it into something, because you worked really hard on this. Don't just let it float away, you know, especially if you believe in it and it's a story you're proud of. Color it, ink it, finish it, finalize it, polish it, do whatever you need to do, make it done. And then put it on the side until you can actually either raise money to make a book or do a digital book or anything. Like, there's so much you can do with it. Don't just let it go, you know?
Bye, Glitter.
Bye, Glitter! Will you recover the process for pushing I guess I can still answer Glitter's question. Covering the process of finishing. I didn't even think about that. Like that we'd tell them how to finish it.
No.
I mean, it depends on the form it takes. And actually, we could probably focus more on this in the next 2 days. Especially if Glitter's here again. But bye, Yushin. Thanks for coming.
Dude. I just don't know, like,
I mean, I think it's just what you think of saying. It's basically just how to do it. You'd handle probably how to fit these into panels, because honestly, I need to know that too. Like, what's the best, if I've got, you know, this sort of configuration, what kind of panel does that fit into? That sort of stuff. And then, you know, how to finish these things. I'll repeat this the next couple days for these, but, you know, depending on your style, if you want to do it like traditionally, if you want to do it digitally, whatever you see as kind of the final style for this, it'd be good for you to do a style frame. And in the industry, a style frame is basically an indicator of what the final style looks like. So maybe take a random panel in some part. So like if I were going to take, you know, this would be a good style frame because it has surrounding elements. It's got some foreground, middle ground, background action going on, which is good because then you can work on how things look when they've got different values because of where they're placed. So do something like this over doing like a close-up or something like this. This would make a better style frame. And then take this and try a couple different styles on it. Maybe do dark line work and flats, and then do another one where it's fully painted, and see which kind of fits your story better, and then just decide and be like, that's the way I want to go, and then do them all that way. That's really all this is. Oh, really, Snuggle? Okay. Aw. I think that's sweet. But yeah, let me know if that makes sense. Because that's one of those things where we kind of take for granted that we don't really think about, because it's part of the process for us. So if you guys have questions that we haven't answered yet, or you're still curious about or something, let us know, because we might not be thinking of it, honestly. So Glitter asking that question, perfect. Because like I said, we wouldn't have even thought to kind of cover that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why sometimes it's good to actually talk about what you're thinking. Because we may not be thinking what you're thinking. You know, we're focused on some other thing or some other part. Like right now, my mind is on the class and how to figure that out. But yeah. That's good, Wim. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doing color palettes too for different parts. So like if you're outside, what's a night scene look like? What's a day scene look like? What kind of colors are you using? Maybe you're not even using color. Maybe you're using either black and white tones, sepia colors. Maybe it's monochromatic. Figuring that out too. I mean, it depends on how much time you want to give it as well. If you're not too familiar with color, but you want it in color, obviously that's going to take a little more time. So figuring that out is really important, because then you can, again, figure out your schedule for the next month and be able to plan accordingly. Because all projects are a lot of little mini projects within a bigger project. So you have to learn how to consolidate things where you can and just plan ahead for a lot of it. Oh, her arm would not be out there. Oh. So yeah, like I was saying, if you have questions, just ask them. So like I said, there's no guarantee that we're even thinking of them, honestly. But I think it would be good to, let me see what happens when I look this up. I don't want to tell you guys to go look up something if it's not going to produce the results I'm hoping for. So if I go here, I'm going to type this in. Going, I guess, if you do this, but it's still not what I wanted to see. There's got to be a better way to find this. Nothing, Pinterest. Maybe I gotta use more quotes. Sometimes I don't use enough quotes. Oh, okay. Well, Google wins this time. So, Steve, thank you for the auto host. I know you're not here, but still. So I typed in style frame animation. You can do style frame whatever you want. It'll give you a good smattering of a bunch of different styles and things like that. And like I said, at least it'll give you kind of a quick overview before you get too deep into anything of potential possibilities. You know, do I want it 3D looking? Do I want it flat? Do I want it with Legos? All this sort of crap. Hi, Nightshade. How are you? We miss you. What's been up, man? Where have you been? How are your bees? Your bees are your children. I can tell I'm not really on today in terms of being able to stage stuff. Hey, Serenity.
Serenity?
Just like anything else, some days you have days where you're better at composition, some days you have days where you're better at rendering, some days you're better at just free sketching. Today is not my day for staging, it would seem. I'm not on the ball. I've been seeing tons of bees this summer, and that's great. It's true! Oh, Sniggle, that's so good. I actually read an article about, it was David Attenborough, who is wonderful. I think he's wonderful. He was pleading that people leave out a spoon with water and sugar in it so that the bees have some food. So if you want to be a bee friend, put out a spoon with some sugar and water in it. How you doing, Serenity? How's things? Oh no. No, she shouldn't flip out at the dog.
Oh.
Remember that negative reinforcement with animals does not work. Only positive reinforcement. If you have any negative reinforcement, like you spank the dog or you yell at the dog or anything like that, it's actually going to cause them more to fear you than to actually listen to you. And if you do positive reinforcement, they're going to remember that a lot better. So make sure to not do abuse, because that's not going to help. Do positive reinforcement, and they'll remember. Maybe tell your mom that. Alright, Fire Seal, we'll see you later.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Absolutely, Nightshade. Everything needs water, right? So yeah, sugar water and regular water, put it all out. Help the bees. Alright, Fire Seal. Be safe, whatever you do. Thank you. The bits add up. No. Ranting. Mom rants. My mom used to hit my dog with a spoon, like a ladle, and so every time she went to take out the ladle, the dog knew it was coming, and that's horrible. And our dog was always afraid of my mom, you know, and I think because of that, you never get truly loved by the animal either, because they're, you know, it's that whole thing with fear versus love. And it's funny because I remember hearing that in church, that fear and love can't exist in the same whatever. And what's funny is that that's totally hypocritical. Anyway, in there, but it does make sense in terms of like having a pet. You know, that you don't want your pet to fear you, you want your pet to love you. And you can't really have both. So, you know, making sure that you're always very patient and loving with the pet is going to make it that much easier for them to trust you and love you. Because the minute you raise your hand at them, they're going to remember. They remember that stuff. Yeah, verbal no's are okay. But yeah, the minute you're yelling or doing anything where they're exhibiting fear, that's bad. Oh, good, Nightshade, yeah. Mention it. She's holding a knife. No! Like machete. Yeah. Did you ever see the, shoot. No, I don't know if you were here or not, Ebony. I got dared by one of the watchers to make Hazel kind of going a little bit postal. So, where did I put it? I think it's in her binder, which is over there. You get to see my cactus pants. You guys know Paladin, who comes in here sometimes. I told him if he gives me $5, I'll draw Hazel with a gun. And I did it. He's yet to give me the $5, but whatever. We'll get there. Let's see if we can... Yeah, here we go. There you go. Meditate on that for a minute. What's the point in having characters if you can't have fun with them, right? Yeah, thanks to Sniggle for his creative excellence with the dialogue. But that happened. Oh, the gun should have been shooting bees out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been good. Hold on. Shooting a bee, but instead having the gun shoot bees is more fun. So sometimes if you're getting a little down about your story or anything like that, have fun with it. Take your characters and put them in another scenario. Like if you think about anime and other long-running shows and stuff, once in a while they'll throw in a silly episode, and that's really so you can kind of remember these characters have fun, and you know, they're characters. They have regular days too, right? It's supposed to help you empathize with them a little bit as well, and you know, make them grow closer with them, you know? So if you're kind of feeling the same thing with your characters where you're getting a bit too like, oh my god, they're doing the same crap over and over and over again. Ah! There's Paladin with the $5. Thank you, Paladin. He kept his word, man. He kept his word. Thank you. I had her shooting a bee. Now she's shooting bees. Yeah. She's shooting bees out of the gun. So we need more bees. We need more bees. Thank you, Paladin. It was a fun one. It like I said, it's good for you to also not take your characters too seriously too. So like Gabe doing a cute little vacation scene with Kip and the shrug and maybe even the ship, and the ship's got like a daiquiri it's drinking or something, like, you know, silly stuff like that. Sometimes that's good. You mentioned the devil and he rattles his chains. I like that. I like that! Oh, the devil's one of the best characters ever. Love him. Terraria, huh? Dim Dum. Wasn't there a game where you could shoot bees out of your hands? Was that... It wasn't BioShock, was it?
I thought it was.
Was it? They did have it?
I think so.
It was an Infinite, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Kip at the beach postcard, please. Right? That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if you guys have, like, you know, some characters that you're playing with, especially at this point in JourneyJune, if you're feeling just burnt out or something, sometimes it's good to do something silly to kind of refresh yourself and be like, okay, yeah, this is fun, right? Yeah, I thought it was a tonic, too. Well, you joined at the right time, Paladin. That was great. Oh, that's great. Crane, what's it called? The Gungeon has a bee gun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, apparently.
I haven't seen it yet.
Sorry, their air conditioning's kind of loud. It's like 80 out, so... Well, it's closer to 90 at this point. Actually, let's find out.
Oh, so I'm like... So I was playing Gungeon last night, and...
It's 85. But it feels like 87.
Crane, is there like some sort of like leveling up system, or is it like just balls hard every single time? Because so far, like, I cannot beat any of the bad guys. Because it's like, the bars are super high, and the guns are okay. By the time I get to them, I don't have much life anymore. You know, I've only got 3 hearts.
You might just be an old man that sucks at video games.
I might, but it seems like there's shit I'm missing out on something. Like, is there like a you know, over time you like build up experience on the characters and they get a little bit more powerful? I don't know. As of now, it's just sort of, there's no progression. I think that's what the problem is.
For those of you coming in right now, I have my stickers that are on my Etsy that you can get now. They're $10. I'll give you the link real quick. Yeah. Okay. Have you had your haircut? He did.
Have had my haircut. In the past, I have.
Tuesday he got a cut. So this sticker pack comes with 7 stickers. I'll show you what's in them real quick. There is a cute owl carrying a lantern, a cute jolly owl just being adorable, heart owls, a scholarly owl, the king owl, he's a Taito, I like Taito owls. This one's got a potion, and this one's sleeping. So you get all those. They're pretty big. They're the size of my hand, basically. They're around 3 inches. This is the biggest one, and it's like my index finger. So they're pretty big. But you get 7 of them in a pack. I'm gonna be shipping them out in this batch Saturday, which most of you, if you order it today or tomorrow, and I ship them Saturday, you'll get them Monday, I think, something like that. So if anybody wants them, I do ship overseas too. But yeah, the link is in the chat. Thank you, Paladin. Thank you, Serenity. Are you reading what they're writing to?
Hello, John.
Hi, John. How you doing?
What did you ask me?
Have you been reading what they're telling you?
No.
Gabe asks a question and doesn't like what y'all say. Figures. But yeah. Hazel, time to get crunk. Just taking out the bottle. Get it. Chill out, it's perfume. Hello, D-Pad. D-Pad, I was just explaining, I put a pack of stickers on my Etsy. So if you're interested in giving 7 owl stickers, they're on my Etsy. $10 for the pack. They're big. And they're waterproof. And sunproof. Stuff like that.
And dishwasher safe.
Are they?
And
Is
that's
that in
what
the
their website
video?
said.
Because that...
In the video, they put them on glass and then it says, even dishwasher safe. So
Okay.
I don't know
didn't
how.
watch the video.
We don't have a dishwasher, so we don't know.
Yeah, that I don't know.
But I see what you mean. Crane and Ushi. I understand.
They're telling you to put in the time, and you're just saying, I don't
Well,
know.
no, I was hoping that there was some sort of like RPG element to it. Like I've been playing Moonlighter also, and that, I mean, that one also requires you to sort of like get good at the, you know.
Strategize?
Well, yeah, like dodging attacks and learning your opponents and
Thank you, D-Bad. Thank
how
you.
they move and all that. But seems like this one is just flat out. No, you just gotta get good at dodging bullets, I guess. And then the guns are somewhat better. Oh yeah, studio. Yeah, no, Moonlighter is pretty cool.
Gabe's been playing it a lot.
It gets highly frustrating when you die in the dungeon and you've got like a crap load of really good loot.
You talking about Moonlighter, or are you talking about Gungeon?
Moonlighter. That's basically why I quit yesterday, because I had a really nice bag of loot, and
You lost it?
I lost it, and I was like, all right,
Alright.
I'm done for the night.
You get frustrated pretty easily with games.
Well, it's just like I played it for like a whole hour,
Uh-uh.
and then I died, and it's like, all right, well, basically I wasted an hour.
Yeah,
So.
see, I can't do that anymore. Alright, here's one of those instances where in the future, when I polish this story, I'm going to actually use a piece of fabric for reference. Right now, I am not. So it looks like a rubbery, viscous mess. So hopefully you can at least tell it's fabric, because, yeah, I know it doesn't look like it right now. Gabe got stickers too, but he's not as productive as I am.
No, I have to wait until I get my other 3. I've only got 2 so far.
Honestly, they might be here. When are they supposed
No,
to
it's
be
tomorrow.
here? Oh.
Yeah, so I might have stickers as early as Minyan.
Oh, see, okay, then Gungeon isn't for me, because I hate backtracking and repetition. It's one of the reasons I cannot play Metroid. Backtracking is... I hate it. I hate it so much.
What are the synergies?
Oh, good, Ushi. I'm glad to hear that. You deserve to relax.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, John.
Dude,
Go
yes.
for it.
Always. I imagine the question is like, how do
Just
you
one con,
How do you
yes.
do
How does one con?
all of it?
How do you con?
I would like the answer written in essay format.
Oh, John, can't really answer that due to the convention mentorship we've got. But if you email us, I mean, yeah.
Here, email me and we can start the talk. We can get to talking about
As you can
things.
see, we have mentorship, so that's part of this one. We tell you everything you need and how to get to a con, how to apply to a con, how to get all the riggings and things, what kind of like prints to get, what kind of sleeves to get for your prints, the cheapest sleeves. We try to give you all the information for the cheapest stuff that we know of, so things like that. But anyway, if you have any questions on any of these, let us know. Send it courier pigeon. Good. Good. Can I keep it? After I get the message, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to train it to have knife fights. So the pigeon can land and then just have a random knife fight. Oh, they have crazy effects apparently.
example,
I mean, to lightly answer John's question, there are some things that are just kind of obvious things, like scissors and tape, and things that, you know, you wouldn't think about normally, but you will need them. I would just say it's mainly scissors and tape, honestly. If nothing else, that's our short answer.
Band-Aids.
If you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I just bring a wad of napkins. And the napkins become Band-Aids. Depends on how much you believe. Oh god, Hazel's hand's getting bigger here.
Yeah, man, we'll hit you up later.
Or you hit us up.
Or all that jazz.
John, did you get accepted in a TwitchCon? Is that what you're asking? Or are you going to a different con? Or what to do? Oh, yeah. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gun called Crown of Guns, which fires a crazy amount of bullets in all directions. Like curse bullets in it. Whoa. So they're like modifiers, Crane.
Mm.
That's cool. That also sounds like a headache to me. Damn it. It sucks because everything everybody says is cool, and it does sound cool. To me, it just sounds like so much work.
I think that's the problem, is that I think I just started the game, but I don't see the benefits yet. Like,
You don't know how to...
yeah, I don't, yeah. Like, there's no, the game hasn't quite, shown its, like, where I need to invest my time into. You know, like, how to get good, I guess. Whereas, like, you know, any other, like, RPG or whatever is like, all right, these are the things that you need to do to get stronger, and to make the game relatively easier to fight things. You know, like, it shows you how to get better at things. But so far, the only thing they taught me was roll, dodge. That's how you get better at things.
Oh, Serenity, that'd be awesome. Please do. We'd like to see it.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
That's true, Paladin. That'd be a cute starter kit. Usually, those of us who are overly prepared, it's typically me and Pooey, our friend Pooey, but we bring too much stuff to where we can help out everybody who didn't bring something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I usually bring about 6 or 7 different tapes. I usually bring, like, a duct tape, a Gorilla tape, a permanent double-sided tape, a temporary double-sided tape, a scotch tape, a masking tape, and there's one more. A packing tape. I'm not kidding. I bring all these on the plane. They must think I'm nuts. Also, with how many magnets we bring, I always thought that'd be a problem, because back to back, the magnets I bring, they look like this. And some are kind of bigger than this too. But I'll have these, but I'll have this many of them, like in a row. So I always wonder, and I'm like, are they gonna think I'm doing something bad? Like if I've just got, and I used to have a bag that had a ton of magnets, ton of safety pins. Safety pins are another one. It's good to have a bunch of safety pins. And they'd be in the same bag, and some of the safety pins would be open. I must look like I'm trying to kill people with, like, coffee can grenades or something. I don't know. They are, aren't they, Sniggle? They've hurt me a couple times. They're strong magnets. I get them on Amazon. Yeah, I swear to God, I've thought about writing a note to go on top of my bag when TSA opens it that says, I'm sorry for all the weird stuff. I'm going to a convention. I need all these things. were I in the Eagle Scouts? No, but I would have kicked ass at Eagle Scouts. I am prepared for all the shit. It's crazy.
So then, like, secret rooms, how do you find secret rooms? Is it just like, do I have to shoot walls or some shit?
Oh, I see, John. So all of them are exhibitor booths. There's no tables. They're booths.
Yeah, they're like legit booths with like the... It's like we're going to like Seagram's. Like, not Seagram's. Seagraph.
You don't know what SIGGRAPH looks like.
No, but what I mean is okay, I don't know what it looks, but I'm thinking like, okay, remember we were watching Kimmy Schmidt?
Like an actual trade show.
An actual trade show where they've got like the boots that come up to your waist.
So we should have signed up as a pair immediately the first time through. I thought it was just going to be like Artist Alley tables.
No, I don't think we should.
I would not be able to fit a 10 by 10 booth.
So he, Mose, put up a Discord, and there's a lot of people actually talking about, last year there were a few people who had never done a show, and so they had like really jank looking setups and things, and because they didn't understand, and then there was like a show etiquette thing, and people were leaving earlier, not showing up like at all on days.
Wow.
And so there were some people in this Discord that were like, I do conventions a lot, and
I feel like they should have had a part in the applications, like how confident or how often do you do conventions?
Yeah.
And favor those people a little bit.
And
yeah,
so
John, we noticed that they sent us an email, so then we went back and we signed up. Yeah, we'll be together. Because, we stream together anyway,
Yeah, and so, some people were saying that, but then other people were counterpointing. It's like, well, if you take all the people that have done things, then you don't get anybody in that hasn't. But
I feel like Twitch is one of those things where it's like, you should know what you're doing if you're here. Otherwise, go to, like, a small-time Comic-Con or something.
But also, it's like if you want, for Twitch themselves, they should want to look really good.
Yeah.
So get people who have done it before.
Yeah.
But then it also sort of excludes the people who want to try and actually make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just gonna be a tough thing. Like, if they could somehow put together like here's some like basic tips on how to look good, be there, or next year you're.
I'd say 4 years though is a long time, actually, John.
Yeah.
I think it's
true.
more that as a convention, it's weird because it's not meant for a convention. Like the fact they're making a convention out of, like, it'd be like if YouTube had a convention.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine how weird that'd kind of be? Because it'd be so digitally based. Whereas Comic-Cons and stuff, that makes a lot more sense because a lot of the media is already tangible and based in paper, right? For more digital cons, I see those almost going towards looking like PAX or, mainly just PAX, like any indie game type of convention, where you've got digital setups and things, which is just interesting overall. Like, if we weren't artists, I don't really know how a booth would look if you're just like, I guess if you're creative based, it makes sense. You'll have all your creative stuff around you. But if you're just like a gamer,
I don't know if they have booths for gamers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does that work?
Do they, John? Do they have booths for gamers, or is it just like that's what? Yeah, like what do I do if I'm just a gamer? Do I even have merchandise that says my name or has my face on it?
John, would you say that Twitch should probably take a cue from YouTube's con then? Secret rooms on the... Did you read what Crane said? Okay, so they're basically like the autographs at a convention. So it is a legit artist alley then. Okay. It's just crazy they don't just basically give you exhibitor booths. No other convention does that.
They should.
Well, I wonder if they kind of like ragtag fit a group of, convention setter-uppers together. It's like, all right, you guys want to try running the con? Okay, instead of getting some industry pros who do cons? I wonder.
Or even just like tap people who do
Yeah.
cons? Like,
Well, consulting or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying it is kind of reappropriated people in different areas going to... I gotcha. Interesting. Well, either way, yeah.
I think people have been saying that it's fun anyway, so at least they're doing something right, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see if we can get in and actually go.
I actually think we should work on having a dual setup where it's bisected, right? But all of our stuff is mirrored. So it looks really well put together.
Mm.
You know, especially for Twitch because we're, you know, together anyway, but true that, man. Game devs, yeah. Because I'd still like to stay in the gaming sphere when it comes to making assets and animations, which I have been on the side, but yeah, getting visibility for that nowadays is kind of tough, seeing as I'm not going to any of the like game cons or anything anymore. Like, oh my god, I'm forgetting that one. Not E3, but the other one. It starts with a G.
GDA?
Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. Yeah, GDC.
Jeez.
GDC. It was stupid. I didn't even get to go to GDC when I worked for a game company. Too cheap. They just didn't believe I could do this stuff, and it's like, I've proved to you so many times I can. It was ridiculous. The job was ridiculous. Make sure if you've got multiple pages of your JourneyJune to keep them in somewhat of an order, because you'd think it'd be hard to get them out of order, but it's not. It's pretty easy. Also, thanks for all the info, John.
Yeah, dude.
It's wonderful. That's going to be one of those cons, though, where we're going to have to go to parties.
Yeah, how does that turn out? How does that work out? The after the con scene, is that like, do people just hang out at like bars, or do they have like a after hours sort of area, or what? Though I guess in your situation being a partner, it's a little probably different.
Yeah, do they have specific things you need to do as a partner to when you're going to TwitchCon? Like you have to make certain appearances and stuff. Like Gabe, when he's at a certain type of con, he has to do like panels or signings, things like that. Do they make you do anything specific? I don't know how to write code, no, but I've made 15 games. I was in the game industry for about 10 years, so I did concepts, characters, animation, UI, even sound sometimes. I did a lot of marketing. That's where I get my branding background, a lot of stuff, so it's a thing. The parties are pretty loud, he says. He tries to find a bar. Because usually we don't go out at all when we go to cons, because it's just not our scene. We're not bar people. We don't drink. Not because, we're against it or anything, really. It's just we don't care. We'd rather be drawing in the hotel room. So I don't know. We're totally not those types, but sometimes we know that we have to go out to make friends. So once in a while we'll kind of force ourselves, but yeah. Oh, cool, wow. John.
That's awesome, man.
Okay, so basically the same thing. Alright. It's good to know other people do that, so now. How to make friends as an adult. You have to go out and do things. Basically. Oh, I see. When is it? I keep forgetting. Can you just write it on the thing? Oh, I see. I wonder if this is going to be like Spectrum. Where it's like we go get a table and realize we should have just attended. You know?
Yeah.
But, oh well, whatever.
Yeah, how was the attendance though? Like, was it? I mean, do people come through and actually go to the artist alley and things like that?
Like, are you saying, is the artist alley even a popular place to go?
Yeah, like, you know, like I guess in comparison, like, could you compare it to another show?
I don't even know how many shows John's been to. Oh yeah, that's a good point. He makes a good point. So like, what else is there to do?
That's true, yeah.
I mean, if you don't feel like playing games and you just kind of want to look at stuff, Artist Alley would probably be like the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas other cons, there's way too much to see.
Yeah.
So if you get seen at a big con, it's kind of a big deal. But that seems high exposure rate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Also, John, do you know how many artists they usually book? That's usually interesting too. Oh, right. Do the game studios, are the game, like, people allowed to sell their own merch? I'd assume, right?
Like, can I buy an Xbox shirt there? I want an Xbox shirt.
I'm thinking more like,
Games?
well, let's say one of the streamers has merch for their channel.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they have something.
Right. 100? Wow, okay.
Okay. So that's kind of a middle to big size show?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many does New York usually have? That's usually around 100, isn't it?
No.
It's more?
500.
Didn't feel like 500.
No.
Oh, okay. So they don't allow very many indie merch anything, it sounds like. They're all like legit companies and things.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I bet you most of them don't really have that.
Oh man.
Like, they don't do shows, so they don't get it.
This is turning out to be better than I thought. Experience. Only artists get the right to sell their articles. Cool. Were there any actors at some cons you attend? Yeah. Yeah. Basically, at every middle to big size con, they have an autograph section, and usually that's full of voice actors, or if you're going to a Comic-Con, it's going to be like Chris Hemsworth's, Tom Hiddleston's, Tom Holland's, you know, just Marvel people, Stan Lee.
Walking Dead people. Anything that's big, those people are going to be there, whether it's movie, comic, or, you know, anime. Depends. So, yeah, Serenity, usually ours are huge. Like, New York Comic-Con usually has everyone. I think it's probably less rare, or it's probably more rare in overseas because of the
You gotta get the actors over there?
yeah, having to pay them to go and then pay their flight and all that.
Yeah, because a lot of the time the con will pay for them to be there, and that's a big money sink for the con. So they have to pick very specific people. So actually, I'd be interested to know who'd be popular in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, cute Paladin. John.
How I Met Your
Gabe
Mother.
almost got paid to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
I mean, they canceled on him, but they had his flight and everything to go to Brazil's Comic-Con, which was cool until they canceled.
That'd be some funny stuff though to be in line to meet those people.
Neil
Like,
Patrick Harris or
yeah,
something.
like
That makes sense.
That okay, but like the other people there, like what? Or I guess the Buffy girl, the girl from Buffy, Willow or whatever her name was.
Wait, are you talking about actual Buffy? That's
No,
Sarah
no.
Michelle Gellar.
No, like she was in Buffy, like the I think her name was Willow, the redhead girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Willow, so at least that's a double sort of thing. Like, all right, I was in Buffy, so I should be here anyways. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
But that other dude, like the guy who I think he's like with the Buffy Willow girl.
David Boreanaz or
No.
Spike?
No. From How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, I don't know.
And he was in that.
Wait, did they have like the whole Buffy cast in How I Met Your Mother? Like, what?
No. It's just the redhead girl.
Oh.
But then having every other actor there is
Allison
like
Hannigan, he says.
Allison Hannigan.
Was that the chick with the American Pie? Is that the same girl?
The flute girl.
Yeah. It is?
Yeah.
Ha. I never saw that movie. Hey, schmuck. What's up? Shit's Canada's. Is it really? That'd be really cute. Like a spiritual predecessor. I love it. I love that idea. Is she now?
Is she?
What defines a goddess in terms of, I guess, a TV show?
Sketchios, hello.
Sketchios! Well, you look great too, Sketchios. Thanks for being here, buddy.
I think out of all the shows that we'll be going to, I think that one will be that one's my most, the one that I'm excited about the most, the TouchCon.
Well, if we get in.
Yeah, if we get in.
I mean, don't jump the gun here. We missed you too, Sketchios. Where you been?
How you been?
Red hair, please. For those of you who always judge a girl's hotness just based on if it's redheaded or not, I'm tired of that crap.
But
I am tired of it.
To be fair, he is Scottish.
No, that's fair. But every guy, I've been like, well, why do you like her so much? Red hair? Get the fuck out of here. Just because of red hair? Dude, I had red hair at one point. Who cares? It's hair. Give me something else. Give me something else to work on with that. I'm sure she's cute because of her red hair. They said the same thing about the Mythbusters chick. Yep. Why is Carrie cute? Because her red hair. Okay. Keep going.
That is a bit weird of a thing. Like,
Guys have a thing with redheads. Yeah, I don't know. But anyone can be a redhead, you guys. Mm-hmm. Anyone. Gabe could be a redhead.
I think maybe because she's a natural redhead.
Is she? How do you know she doesn't enhance?
Oh, I'm sure she enhances, but...
Exactly. And plus, you guys are Europeans. She has a unique skill with her flute. Paladin! Enhance.
What was that thing?
You wouldn't know, Crane. You wouldn't know. I looked like a legit redhead because I didn't have eyebrows because I'm blonde normally. So it looks legit. You wouldn't know the difference. Don't act like you would. Especially since it was like natural red. It wasn't like crazy red. Oh, cute Sketchios. Oh, Crane is a redhead, so he's predisposed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Here's a question, Mr. John the Studio, if you're still around. Can your partner hood be stripped?
Oh yeah, can they take away your partner status?
Yeah, or I guess our affiliate status if we just stop streaming? Like,
because we are cutting down 2 days from our week.
I mean, I doubt that's gonna do much, but that would suck. Like if you just can't stream for a while. what happens in that situation.
I'm not saying that, Ushi, but that might help. I don't know how I would look bald. I know I've already got 2 giant like mole/birthmark things.
Hey man, things.
If I lost all my hair, I'd just tattoo my head. And where are we cutting down? What does that mean?
No, days.
Oh, because no one really shows up and it's summer, so we figure it's a summer thing. So we might go back up again to doing 3 days each a week, but we're just gonna cut out Saturdays and Sundays because it seems like, people are busy. It's summer. So we're gonna call it summer hours. So we'll do Saturday and Sunday this week, but then next week we probably won't do Saturday and Sunday.
I think the most that would happen is on Saturdays I might stream games, but
yeah, Gabe might stream games,
but otherwise, yeah, it's just
And for freelancers, this is kind of money-making time too.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I'd be streaming, not be able to work on like my actual NBA like paid work because I'm streaming and no one's there, kind of made it so okay. Well, we stream for like an hour or 2, and it's really kind of wasted. At least JourneyJune hasn't been because we've been doing it with you, obviously because it's our challenge. But going forward, it just doesn't make sense. So we'll just cut back for now.
We do appreciate all those people who do show up, but
oh, absolutely, yeah.
It sort of sucks like when you're just streaming to like
A couple people.
like just a couple people. It's just
How many passive sources? As many as you can get. For us, we've got Etsy's a nice trickle in, Patreon, the bits from Twitch, donations if we're lucky enough, subscriptions here. What else?
I made $3 on Redbubble last week.
Don't even bother with Redbubble. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke, and people steal art there all the time. What else other than Patreon, Etsy? I guess that's it.
Yeah. Speaking of Patreon,
Oh yeah.
if anybody likes that piece I did last week, I think the Copic stream, that's the postcard of the month for next month. So or whatever. So if you sign up this month, you get that postcard.
Oh, Crane, are you asking if there's anything we make money off of that's not art?
Dancing?
I sold my wedding dress. I don't know. I mean, if we can once in a while sell some stuff, we try to.
I've got
I'm mad that I tried to sell this Baneri, but nobody, this one girl's like, yeah, I'll pick it up at ASEN and pay you then. I was like, yeah, sure you will. And she never did. I knew it. Schmuck, that's crazy. How did they reach partner during not streaming? Because that's nutty.
Wow.
From my sister. Hey, $2 is $2. Investing. No. We have no form of 401k, investments, anything like that.
This is my investment. I bought this 3A toy 3 years ago, and now I'm trying to sell it.
We're trying to survive now, and probably once we hit 70 and can't be mobile, we'll just do a suicide pact and just end it. Because there's no way in this day and age, to have that sort of thing, you need like a full-time job. When I did have that, sure, I had that stuff, but otherwise.
At a major corporation.
It
comes with 2 guys, big-ass Gatling gun, and even the barrel.
Oh,
I've been trying to sell it for like 140, but then I had to knock it down to 120.
It's a Nazi robot, Snickle said. Is it a Nazi?
No, it's a zombie fighting robot, sir. What makes a zombie? I didn't see no swastikas.
Oh, weird, schmuck. So wait, what were they popular doing? They just doing games? Lego Voltron? No, haven't. We need to watch Voltron because it looks like it's pretty good, the new one.
Yeah. But no, I saw the Legos one. $180. She looks tight. Which I hope then opens up the market for them to go talk to Gundam and be like, hey, can we make some Gundams with you?
Come buy my new love for
Oh, wow, they stream Magic?
Crane, I thought we were talking about investing. We'd be wasting money by buying your love. Homie. That don't make no sense.
Were they playing, Schmuck, were they playing like the app? Or were they like just straight up playing games?
Like with friends and stuff?
Yeah. So I'm all about that. I mean, I'll go buy some Pokemon cards and dress up as Bidoof and...
Yo, you have a Chansey outfit.
Or I'll just dress up as Reggae Chansey and I'll just go to like...
You can go put those on if you want.
Yeah, I'll go dress up, and I'll go to like tournaments and just like talk shit to little kids. It'd be great.
When do you think an artist should start doing cons? Should you wait until you have a certain following or something like that? No. I don't think you need any sort of following. I think you need the right mindset and the right amount of inventory. That I would put more emphasis on. So also having confidence in where your work is at the moment. If you're still kind of struggling with, what do I like to draw? What kind of styles do I like? If you're still there, I would say probably don't start cons yet because you don't have an identity yet. Once you've gotten to the point where you're like, well, I really like to use watercolor, I like to make books and prints, and I'll do commissions. Once you can confidently say those sort of things, I would say you're ready, at least to start. Otherwise, if you're still kind of everywhere with what you want to do, what you're thinking of, all that stuff, just wait until it solidifies a bit more. Once you get to that point, Wim, you can get our con mentorship, and we'll give you everything you need to know, so it's not scary. Also with the con mentorship, we're basically on call if you ever have any like problems, anything like that. We're at your beck and call like within an hour, basically. So if anything ever goes wrong, but I would say to start off, maybe focus on finishing maybe 6 prints or illustrations, something like that. If you want to be a print artist, it's a little bit harder to do a book. However, Wim, if you can get your JourneyJune book to be finalized, that'd be a great thing to have at your table. Okay? If you want to eventually go into storytelling and doing your stories and all that stuff, you really have to think like 5 to 10 years in the future, what do I want to do with my art? What do I want to be known for? What kind of style do I see myself being? I did see myself being dressed as an elf in a little like wood thing. I even showed Gabe when I first started thinking of doing cons. I'm like, I want to be dressed like this. I want my con booth to be this, and I didn't have anything to sell yet. Right? This was before I even had an inventory or anything. I've known Gabe for a long time, but I showed him that, and now I'm there. So it's good to visualize the end game, because then, like a regular story, you can work backwards, right, and figure out how to get there. So I'd say for anyone who wants to start cons, start thinking of little mini projects or little mini goals to get to that point, and also to have kind of cohesive products, really. Start thinking in terms of product. Now, this is where a lot of mentality changes with what type of artist you want to be. And like I said, this is where it gets a little hard. You have to decide if you're more of a gallery artist or more of casual, like, commercial artist. Like, Gabe and I are more on the commercial side. We kind of do whatever we want. Usually it all ends up being around the same theme and stuff, so that's why we're okay selling what we are. But we're not gallery, that's for sure. And if you're more of a gallery artist, you're going to focus on just like finalized pieces and prints. Like, that is majority of your inventory. You're going to just have prints, they're going to be different sizes, some of them are going to be framed, things like that. If you're going to go more our route, we kind of concentrate more on books, right? Our focus is on books and stories, and that's what we want to be. So that's one of our products. I also have a couple prints, just to have a couple prints too, because I want to illustrate books, so that's part of that, right? And then offering commissions, I feel like whatever kind of artist you are, that's smart. You know, you kind of have to. Because you're going to get asked at some point. If you're in the public eye, you're going to get asked that. So you might as well be prepared for it, you know? And also, just to sell originals, make sure you're balancing traditional art with digital art. If you do see yourself primarily as a digital artist, I don't care. Also, have that traditional side. Okay? You have to. You have to balance. Like, even though I'm a traditional artist, I still have that digital side that is balanced with it. You guys just never see it. Okay? It's good no matter which side you're on, try to be balanced, because you need to be. Traditional, you need to be digital somewhat to make prints, to do that sort of stuff. And digital, you need to be somewhat traditional to be able to sell original works and things, because if you're just doing digital solely, you never have an original to sell. And that's potential money. So the fact that Gabe and I always make traditional things, that's always a product. So that's the difference between being an artist hobbyist and being an artist professional. You start thinking more in terms of products. You know, well, the next thing I want to make is a postcard set, or the next thing I want to make is a sticker set. Seriously, like, I did this though because it's fun. Alright? I'm not looking to make a ton of money off these. These aren't about money. These are just about the fact that I want to draw some owls. I drew some owls. Maybe some people like them owls. But my stories are more where all my time's gonna go. Does that make sense? Sorry. Giant rant.
Also, don't whim.
Hey, Wade.
Your following is gonna amount to probably less than 10% of your actual sales in the beginning.
Your following though is gonna mainly come from cons.
That too. Yep.
That was one of my biggest realizations. Was I got way more Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter follows from doing conventions. Not even from just doing self-promotion online. Conventions. Get in front of people, have, business cards or things like that. I go into that more with the con mentorship, but have that stuff for them, right? These people will have stacks of business cards, and you always ask, do you actually, go through those? And they're like, the second I get home, I go in and I enter all of them. People are getting smart. Some people won't even take the business card, they'll just take a picture of it because it's easier for them to remember, they won't lose it, all that stuff. So it's really important, just to be kind of prepared for everything. Oh, thanks, Wade. That's sweet of you. Thanks, Sketchios. Yeah, so, like I said, I can't give out too much about the con stuff just because of the mentorship. I don't want to be unfair to the people that actually got it. But, these are all very important things that you need to think about when thinking about conventions, because conventions should not be taken lightly. You go to a little anime con, sure, there's like a 16-year-old girl selling fan art. Okay, that's where you're starting, fine. Hopefully you're not there when you're 30. But think of conventions more like they are little art fairs. Do your originals, okay? Do your original art, don't do your fan art. Do your original art and try to build your brand that way. And once you've gotten to a point where you're confident in what you're gonna do, because that's the hard thing. Getting to the confidence point, I think, is the hardest thing. We have friends that still have no art identity, and they're doing conventions. Their tables are a mess, because you can tell when somebody's got mismatched, tablecloth, they're selling some weird stuff, and nothing really has rhyme or reason to it. It's just kind of a mess, right? They don't have a style that's very obvious or anything like that. It's like, you did not prepare. And it comes across that way too. Even how they're dressed. You're in a hoodie and jeans. You don't match anything here. You're not even trying to color coordinate. It looks just like you don't care enough to even make a cohesive brand. You have to think 10 steps ahead, right? Almost at all times. So having cohesive branding, having good products, having your tables sectioned out into different products in different areas is extremely smart, okay? Because then it's easy for people to digest. Don't have too many things. Stuff like this. But you can totally tell when someone just is doing it to get money versus this person is an artist and this is their job and they take it very seriously. So, not to get on Gabe's case or anything, But Gabe at a con looks like he's halfway there. He's an industry professional, but he doesn't look like he's trying so hard to get known, right? He's been in some major comic books, but he's not exactly there to, you know, make a ton of money. He's just there to kind of be there, to sign things, do that sort of thing. And you can tell by how his table's set up, right? Me, I probably take it too seriously, which could be good or bad depending on where I am. Sometimes it's embarrassing. Like, for example, at Spectrum, I didn't dress up like an elf. That was too... I should have been able to tell just from the fact I knew I shouldn't dress as an elf. That was a little bit too serious of a place for me to be. Because I'm not a gallery artist. I don't want to be part of that. So because of that, I should have seen that as a flag. There were many other flags during the time. But, you know, being able to kind of have fun, be around other people in some costumes, just have fun and be like, hey, here's my art, blah, blah, blah. You know, usually my experiences lately end up being about aspiring artists who want to be in that, you know, convention sphere, right? So a lot of the time when I'm talking to people at cons, it ends up being kind of a teaching thing. I don't know. But anyway, you're welcome, Wim. Okay, Sketchios, I don't want to break your heart, but cons aren't as crazy, fun, cool as you're thinking. They're a lot of work, a lot of money, and sometimes they're a total bust. So unless you're super hard up here and you're able to write off that you just wasted $2,000 doing something, not for you probably. But like I said, they are cool, just really a lot of work. Up front, during, and after, honestly. And paying attention, too, very difficult. So remember, not only are you portraying your art, you know, but you're also talking to people. So if you're also one of those people that doesn't want to interact with people ever, cons are not for you. Cons are for a very specific sort of person. Same with Twitch, right? Twitch. A lot of artists can't do Twitch. They hate the live thing. They hate that they're, you know, being recorded. They can't edit stuff out. Some people are better suited for YouTube that might like a higher production quality and to have everything scripted and very predictable. Gabe and I are good off the cuff. We're okay with Twitch. We're good with this. Whatever. So it fits us. Same with conventions. Same with galleries. This is where Gabe and I just, we don't care about doing galleries. It's not our, you know, it's not our scene. It could be someone else's. Maybe somebody who's a little bit more quiet, who doesn't care much about going out and like interacting with people as much on like a con, you know, like how big those are. Totally cool. You just have to figure out what type of artist you are. I was watching an artist the other day at a con and there's pieces that were hit. Yeah, that happens a lot too, actually, Sketchios, where it's not supposed to. It's actually in the contracts usually, but you can't sell other artists' art. But a lot of the time, the fan art booths, the ones that are really big, those have like 5 or 6 artists that are contributing to it. And usually you can tell if it's really messed like up with what kind of styles are there. Like there's no cohesion, it's all mishmash. Yeah, they're selling usually different artist stuff, which I would never do just because I'd be afraid they're not taking good inventory. Like if they sold a print, yeah, and you're trusting them to give you payment, nope.
That's why those places are always shady to me. That
super shady.
Like, in fact, there was a guy that was doing that that one of our friends sort of bought into, and so he did commissions for that person. And then that person just went and got an exhibitor booth and just sold prints of the things that he got commissioned for. And it was like, so you basically just sold a piece of art to be resold a bunch of times, and you're not getting any royalty based off it.
Yeah, that's really messed up. Like, that's straight up stealing. And then, was it the one situation where our one friend was getting like a quarter?
That's exactly what I was saying.
That's what you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, his royalty was a quarter per print. it costs that much to make the damn print.
Cost $2 at least.
Yeah.
For his.
Well, I mean, like if that guy was buying like these things in bulk, like mega bulk, he's probably paying around that much. Yeah.
Quarter?
Yeah.
No. Right, Sketchios? It gets maddening when you're going to all these conventions and you see the same sort of stuff happening in a bunch of them. And I'm not even just talking about the fan art thing. I'm talking about just the shadiness of certain like booths and things. And like, there's some guys that sell, and it's always guys. I've never seen a woman do this. I'm sorry, but I haven't. Where they're reaching over their tables and basically pulling at people.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come here. You want to see my new comic? And like, the people on either side of these guys, they're suffering because no one wants to go near that guy, so they won't go near the other two either. This happened to Sean. Poor Sean. And luckily, he was, Sean's bold enough and cool enough to actually go and complain about it, which helped everyone around him. But there are some people who are too aggressive with their pitches where it's going to hurt you. So you have to be prepared to go over and be like, dude, you cannot do this. That's messed up. Some people even like move their tables back so they can be in front of them. Can't do that either. Not allowed. Stuff like that. Yeah, they do that, Sketchios. Like, there's so many things with conventions that as a tabler or a vendor, you have to be prepared to deal with some of this stuff. Sometimes your neighbors are super stingy about where stuff is, too. So if, like, you go an inch over into their table, like, not even onto their table, but, like, if your rigging is a little bit over, they'll freak out. So immediately, it's good to introduce yourself to your table mates, the people on either side of you. Be nice. Say if there's anything I can do, blah, blah, blah. Because usually these people are going to be your strength in numbers. Gabe and I don't sit next to each other on purpose for a bunch of reasons, but one of them is to, be able to make more connections and stuff easily. So these people end up being kind of your crew for the weekend. They watch your table when you have to go to the bathroom, vice versa, all this stuff. So it's good to really start off on the right foot, right? It's also important to make sure when you apply for conventions to say if there is someone you don't want to be seated by for whatever reason, to make sure you say that. Because if you end up next to an enemy all weekend, you might be miserable. So, stuff like that. The pun guy? Oh, Ebony. Yeah, at Heroes, he's one of them. Yeah, but we've seen many. The one that is the worst, though, that we've seen is he was at AwesomeCon 2 years ago. Poor Sean. Like, seriously, Sean got the short end of the stick on that one. But like I said, luckily he remedied it, but, oh my god. There's usually one or two at every show. Mm-hmm. And you'll be lucky if you're not around them. Because they're so money hungry, and you can tell, and they're never usually talking very passionately about their work. They're talking about the product. Okay? When you hear someone talking too much about a product and not so much the process of the product or like the idea itself, be weary, because that just means that they're more about the money than they are about the process and the passion of it.
I don't really have a lot of money right now. I'm like, oh, how much you got?
Yeah, so the guy that was next to Sean, he was asking people how much money they had, because people would be saying, oh yeah, I don't have anything, I'm sorry, I can't buy your comic. He'd ask them, well, how much do you have? I could probably give you this or this for that much. It's like, dude, are you serious right now? Like, I don't know. He's probably had the same comic for years that he's been trying to do that with. Flying elbow drop. Ushi, I'll hire you to be an elbow dropper at my table. For real. And then this goes for the ladies. If you're a lady at a convention, especially dressed like an elf, you're going to have guys that are kind of creepy that hang at your table for hours. And you have to be able to politely and softly dismiss them and figure out how to do that without offending. That gets tough. I had one guy at a con last winter who total over the weekend spent about an hour and a half at my table. Just giving me his thoughts on fantasy. Okay. It's like, wow. It's too much. you know. And if you don't want to, if you're a guy and you don't want to be viewed as creepy, you can dot back once in a while. That's fine. But know that this is our job. This is where we're at, you know, for making money right now. It's not for chit chat. And usually I'll say, hey, if you want to talk online, awesome. You know, I'll love to talk to you online. And I had to dismiss him eventually by saying, this is my job. I'm trying to make money right now. You're in front of my booth. You're blocking everyone. You know, so I had to get a little mean with him. But usually you can dismiss people pretty nicely. It was also funny because Gabe was right across from me. So he saw the whole thing.
And then he came over to me and he chatted me up for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I think that was after I told him, oh yeah, my boyfriend's over there. And he's like, oh, okay. I don't know. 140 pieces from a DC Pro? What? Oh my
$140
God.
piece.
Oh.
I don't see anything wrong with that though.
They're reselling it for $400? Are you kidding?
No, that's like reselling a piece of art.
I think there should be some time between that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I see people buy exclusives, you know, at shows, and they wait in line for the exclusive.
You were there, Sniggle, yeah.
And then they flip it.
Wow. Yeah, Ushi, I thought you used to be a bouncer, didn't you? I remember you telling us you used to be one. Am I wrong, or did I imagine that? I imagine a lot of things. Yeah, Sniggle was there. He saw the guy come back a million times. Not only that, but Sniggle also overheard that the guy was trying to get a date or something, but he was doing it really poorly. Do not think that buying someone's merch is going to get you in better with them, like in terms of getting a date. No. Just be honest and like confident, not creepy. Serenity's back. Hey, Serenity. Yeah, he was trying to flirt, but since it was a very small anime con, it was very awkward, very painful, cringy. So, yeah.
Dude had zero game.
Zero game. Yeah. He was trying to buy my love. You can't do that. Especially with me. That's not how even I roll. Maybe some other chick? I don't know. I'll be more impressed and whatever if you tell me you like hamsters. I'll be like, oh really? Now we have something to talk about. I don't know. Oh, that's good, Deepak. Glad you didn't have to hurt anybody. I think that's another underground reason why I'm not doing anime cons anymore. Is the guys tend to be a little much.
M'lady.
M'lady. And the furries block your table. That was Gabe's takeaway from that weekend. He had a pack of furries that just would not go away from his table, and all their tails were like in his stuff. And people would come up to look at Gabe's stuff and couldn't look at all of it because some of the furry tails were there. And they came back to that same place like 3 times.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
You even told them to move.
Well, at one point, you know, they were just hanging out, and I was like, all right, I'm going to make this, I'm going to be like, kind of like nudge them, you know, just slightly. Maybe they'll just move along on their own. So I went around my table, you know, and I was like, excuse me.
He's trying to, like,
made a
tiny
barrier of sort, right, between me and the table and them. You know, hopefully then maybe they would like get up and walk away. I mean, they weren't sitting down, but they were just yipping and yapping at each other. But yeah, then like a few minutes later, they just went right back to my table, and I'm like, all right, it's ridiculous. So I went, and I'm like, yo guys, can you like not be by my table, please? And they're like, oh,
Yeah, they yip and yapped.
bounced, yeah.
But they came back like 3 times
Yeah.
and they did the same thing. It's like, that's just rude. Yeah, Sketchios, you get some crazy stories. You have to be a certain mindset to, like, be able to just have these things bounce off you and not take anything to heart. The next con is different, you know, just always think that. That's cute, Ushi. I like that. That's a good tactic. Sniggle, I'm glad you got something out of that weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun hanging out with you for sure. Was he wearing a Skyrim t-shirt? No. It'd be some obscure anime at an anime con. Yeah. Skyrim, you'd see it like a C2E2. Oh, yeah, see, I agree with Wade on that doing it at the same show, competition-wise, if that artist is at the show, that would kind of suck. But then maybe it could also be good by if someone bought it from that other guy, then they bring it to the artist to get signed, which, that'd be annoying to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. I feel like if you're Hughes, then I would...
Did you set an alarm for the dryer?
No, I'll go down there in a minute. But as being Hughes, I would limit my sales to like a certain limit per person, just because of that.
Yeah, that would be really shady if someone ended up buying like $2,000 off you, and you're like, okay.
So I feel like he can get that. He can get his whatever his list filled up.
Oh yeah.
Pretty easily. And then if okay, so let's say that the one collector dude who's being a dick, he's like, all right, I gotta get my 5 cousins to come in and do this. Then you make him work for it at the very least, so that they can get that.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Don't make it easy.
Yeah, don't make it easy for him. Then he won't want to come back again and try it.
Aw, Serenity, you should though. Approach people. We love it. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
No, and don't feel like you have to buy anything. If we give you our spiel or whatever, we're used to it. We do it all day, every day, and we're used to people, walking away. That's fine. Don't ever feel bad. We'd rather have you look than not. So, and you don't even have to say anything if you don't want to. A good table salesperson will understand the way you approach the table and react to you according to how you are. So, like in this case, if you came up to my table, you're very quiet and very timid and just want to look through stuff, I wouldn't really bother you. I would let you kind of do whatever. Sometimes we get people who are a little bit more brash, and they'll come up and they'll start flipping through stuff. So how's the con going for you? Blah blah blah.
What's all
blah.
this here?
Yeah, what's all this? And then you know how you can treat them, right? But a good salesperson, in any case, con or otherwise, will adjust how they're acting to their, audience. So I feel like you should try it anyway, especially if it's somebody you wanted to see.
Hi, Nano.
Oh, Nano, hi!
Kind of like.
I thought you just spouted random stuff. You might need the...
Yeah, that's big.
If it's dry. Oh, wait, that makes sense. Yeah, exactly, Sniggle. You know how that feels now. What's all this? Don't ever say what's all this. That's become a button for Gabe and I. I think I'll just respond with, what isn't it, at this point. These people could probably eat his head. Oh, no. See, I don't mind the pics thing. I get that a lot. Even, we do like that people ask first, because a lot of the time I'll be talking to someone, either pitching to them or explaining something, and a guy will come up, take a picture of me, and leave, like, 7 feet away. and I'm in the middle of talking, I'd rather pose or something for the picture instead of getting a drive-by taken. It's kind of weird. That's what feels weird. I'd rather you come up and be like, "Hi, can I take a picture?" And I get that usually 80% of the time what people ask, and it's great. It's really nice that they ask. Especially if you're going to take a picture of anything on the table, ask someone. It looks really bad if you just take out your phone, you take a picture of like a print or something. Do not do that. I will always say yes if someone just says, "Can I take a picture of this? I want to show my sister," and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, go for it. If you don't ask, that looks bad. Especially if some guy's got a DSLR that like is getting up close to your print and he's taking a couple pictures of it. It's like, you're going to reproduce that, aren't you? Because people have been known to do this.
I've had people do that.
Gabe's had people do that, apparently.
Well, so they just get really close to your table, and I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
That's exactly what I was explaining.
Oh.
So always ask either to take a picture of them, because like I said, when I get the drive-bys from 7 feet away that just, and they move on, I'm like, okay. It's weird. It's just politeness, you know? I understand, Crane. It kind of sucks. Unfortunately, like, this feels like, just where we're at now. If you're in the, you know, the con life, you get used to it. It doesn't bother as many people. Like, some people get really bothered by things, other people not so much. I tend not to be bothered by too much. There's a couple buttons, but, you know. It's like, oh, is that a fucking a mech? You like an artist? Yeah, Stickle, you did that so well. I'm so glad you did that to him. No, Gabe had talked about on the streams before Sniggle did this that people come up to Gabe and they're like, "Oh, plug in a mech, huh? Haven't seen that before. Huh.
Is that a plug in a mech? Huh."
And then we always get people that come up and they'll just be quiet and they'll like stand up at the table, usually put their arms up or do this thing. They're like, what's all this? And at this point, I've started asking, what do you mean? Because I don't know what they're referring to. And a lot of the time they'll be like, "Oh, is this artwork? What is, and I'm like, yeah. Sometimes though, the only time I'm like somewhat okay with their confusion is when they say, "Is this like from a game? What is this?" I'm like, "No, I'm Cloverkin. This is my artwork." Like, I think we came to the conclusion, not to pat myself on the back, but the branding is so good that it looks like it's a game or something. Mm-hmm. Is that about right? Mm-hmm. You might want to put a timer on for that so you don't forget. Or was it dry?
No, I had to restart it.
Okay, so put a timer on.
But yeah, it's like a product or something that you're selling.
Yeah, they get a little confused, which I get that, but that's usually for the people that aren't familiar with artists having art names. You know, they're kind of outside that sphere, so. Basically, Sketchios, that's what they do with the cameras. They're taking pictures of the cameras. Yeah, Nano, right? Is this artwork? Or they think I'm like a booth babe, and they're like, did you do all this? Are you the artist? I'm like, yeah. Also, I think a lot of the time they're not exactly used to that because some of the people that are manning the booths aren't the artists, and it's actually in your contract that you have to be there. You have to be the artist if you're selling your art. But a lot of times people don't respect that, and they'll be there selling like their friends' stuff. So a lot of the people coming up are now used to people selling other people's art, which sucks. Because you're the artist, you should be there, you know. Thank you, D-Pad. I tried really hard, you know. But apparently too hard where it looks too good. I don't know. Or they're just thrown off that the artist would dress up. I get that. Cynical. Oh no. I actually wonder if they're used to that. she shouldn't have done that, really, Wade. I feel like, I mean, if you're at a convention and you're dressed up, you should be prepared for people to ask you to take pictures. It's the ones that just, like I said, do it covertly, that don't ask. That's when it's like, really? Why couldn't you just ask? Then I could pose and, you know, it's like you want to catch me off guard or something, or be a peeper. That's when it looks weird. But I think you were totally in the right. You were at the right environment, all that stuff. Don't feel like a creeper in that sense. You're fine. It is weird she'd be on guard, though. Like I said, like if you're at a convention, you're dressed up, you should expect it, right? It's part of where you're at. Aw, well, that was nice of you, Wade. I still feel like you weren't in the wrong, though. Really, I don't think so. Like, if it was on the street, maybe? Like, if she was like that and, you know, you randomly asked for a picture on the street. But, I mean, even then, if you're around the con, I've gotten that before. Do you remember the picture of the Mexican family?
Oh, yeah.
Gabe and I were on the way to Indiana Comic-Con. We were walking outside, and this giant Mexican family, like, they had, like, 8 kids or something. And they all, like, oh, they freaked out when they saw me. And they, you know, the mom asked if they could take a picture. And I was like, sure. You know, so all these little Mexican kids, like, gathered around me. And it was really cool. But I think if you're dressed up and you're walking around, you should expect that, you know? I think they might have thought I was a princess or something, but I don't know. Maybe they're just like, oh, cool, an elf. Who knows? Serenity said bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think that's part of, like, you know, the cosplay isn't consent thing. That's just with touching. They've gotten really good about that sort of thing. So now it's not as scary because, you know, when I was dressed up like a Pikachu when I was 18, these sort of rules weren't in place. So you'd get guys squeezing your butt and weird stuff when they asked for photos. And now things are really good in terms of, you know, the politeness. A lot of the demographic is very polite too, you know, so it's gotten a lot better for sure. And, you know, we expect the whole, can I take your picture? But yeah, talking does help, Wade, it's true. Yeah, so Sniggle, the people that are rude are the ones that aren't attending the convention. They're usually like bros on the way to the sports bar who are like, oh, look at that, this is like elf or something, Lord of the Rings, oh, you know, stuff like that. It's like, okay, whatever, guy. Like, that's just part of it. It's like being a nerd, you know, whatever. But usually it's older men who are that judgy. The younger guys get it. They're like, oh yeah, cool, you know? But the older generations, they're bullies. It's really weird.
Where were we that older guy was like hitting on you like hardcore?
Oh my god, what? When?
Shit, where the hell were we? It was just a really old dude and he was like hitting on you.
In a con, in a bar, where? Like, where were we?
I think at a con. I think it was in Charlotte, maybe. No?
Guy hitting on me hard? I don't know when guys are hitting on me. Like,
no, and you're like, oh god, that old man. Oh, we were at the pen show. The little...
Oh! Oh, that was cute, though.
Little old man hitting on women.
I wasn't even dressed as an elf. That was cute. I thought that was cute. Oh, wait. Right. Serenity, do you have to piece bind those for Renfest? I'd assume, right?
Oh, out there? Yeah. No,
I don't,
wait, for Renaissance?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually Ren fairs you have to, but I wonder in
Really?
Germany. Yeah, you have to at cons too?
No, I know at cons, but I mean, like, if you're in Ren Fair, you can't have your sword out, like,
No.
like pretend fighting with people?
No.
Dang. What's the point?
Well, just having it.
If I want to pretend fight someone...
Gabe, think about what you're saying before you say it. You know that's, you know...
I want to pretend fight people.
We'll do that on your own time.
Yeah.
For anybody who's interested in those stickers, I'll be shipping them out on Saturday. So, for domestic, if you order them before Saturday, you'll get them probably on Monday. So usually, I found out if you ship things on Saturday, they get there faster than if you had shipped them on Friday. Funny enough. Hey, Fire Seal!
Welcome back.
You're back! Okay,
Wow.
that makes sense. So at least be like locked in with like a snap or something. I'll pretend fight you, Ushi said. He's got a boken, man. Watch out.
I don't know what that is.
What's the wooden swords?
Oh, okay.
You know what those are. Don't act like...
I forget what they're called. Is it the kendo sword?
I don't know if it's kendo, but I know it's called a boken.
Yeah.
Do I know too much? I don't know. Gabe's not much of a fighter. Take it from me.
I'm a lover.
That's true. But yeah, he's very much not a fighter. It's true, man. You could mess up somebody with a boken. You hit him in the right place, you'll break something, or make him paralyzed or some shit. That was that crap Joe always had. Because he took keto or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Hip hop keto.
Ushi, don't the bokens look like this? Except maybe longer. Isn't that a boken? And then kendos are just like basically wooden samurai swords, right? Sword-shaped baseball bats. Brilliant! Ship it. Oh, cute, Serenity.
I see.
So I actually got him turned around.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Sniggle and Ushi bonding over weaponry. Look at this. Okay, so this is kind of cute that the final blow is literally like having to do with wind. So that's cute. How about that? It's okay, Ushi. You don't have to impress us. We're already impressed by you. I don't know why I read that as, at least you did the sport. Like Sniggle's mad, he's like saying all this crap without doing it or something. Hey man, a month is more than not a month. Huh? Huh? Okay, we can't see what you're doing. How about every time you switch to a new panel, you double check where you're at?
I try, but then I forget.
Sniggle. So violent, Sniggle! Such violence. Oh, bye, Paladin. Thanks so much for coming. Sleep well, okay? Miss you, miss you. Thanks for being here. Oh, good job, Serenity. Cool. I wonder how many of you guys didn't realize at C2E2 who was around you. Because John Miller was also there, Cass was there, Sagi was there, Ushi obviously, Sniggle. Who else was? Didn't someone else stop by? I think it was just yeah, John Miller, right? You didn't even get to meet him! Ah. John Miller's a sweetie. I'm gonna actually send him that Baneri. He's just a sweetie. He bought all my other stuffed animals, which I was very happy about. Because he's basically got like a shit ton of kids. So I was very happy to know that my stuffed animals were going to a good place. Yes, you would! Serenity! Whatever. Here. I'm sure you saw the other day when Gabe and I left the house. We went to the lake and we went to a little zoo. I mean, you wouldn't know me if you saw me. I look normal. It does kind of throw off my face, though. I look a lot fatter. When I don't have them, they balance me out. But you'd know. You'd recognize me. I'm sure. You're smart. Whatever, Sniggle. It's not weird. It's more weird, I'll bet, Sniggle, when you saw me take off all my makeup, my costume, and I was just wearing normal stuff. But, yeah. No, I get that. Why, Snig? Why was it a fever dream? Was that just because you were messed up on sleep deprivation, or what? So you'd driven, what? How many hours was that?
I don't know.
I thought I remember him saying 19, but that doesn't make any sense. Oh, you hadn't slept for 24. Yeah, that's why it was a fever dream. You were messed up. Hey, Grim.
Hey, Grim.
She's revealed as Danny DeVito. Not far off. Not far off. No, I just look like more of a nerd. Because usually I've got no makeup on, which I don't put on that much anyway. And then I've got my glasses. So, I don't know. Honestly, if you can just picture my eyebrows a lot lighter and almost not there, and then no eyeliner, it's the same thing. It's like the same thing. I got old lady glasses. I love them though. They've got like vinage. Look at this. Can you see this? They're pretty. I like the sides. And they're like rose gold. I don't know. I wish I were Danny DeVito. He's got a good track record. yeah, Crane, I'm with you. I'm wearing makeup 2% of the time. Right after my streams are over, I go and usually wash it off. The problem is, if I could stream without makeup, I would, but you wouldn't be able to tell my facial expressions. Like, I actually need it, or else you can't see anything I've got going on here. Because my lips are too pale, my eyebrows aren't there. If I had dark features like Gabe, I wouldn't put on makeup. Oh my god. Right, Sniggle? That's because it's working a different part of your brain. You have to think more than the illustration challenges, but you have to draw less. Well, in terms of rendering, but yeah. Me too, Serenity. I mean, this only takes me about 15 minutes or something before the stream to do. The ears take about two minutes. And that's why I stopped doing my hair too. F it. I only do the hair curls now for the conventions. Really, Ushi? Ever since you said you were a bouncer, I never pictured you to be small. Ever. Get tattoos on eyebrows and lips. Have you seen the people that get their eyeliner or lip liner or eyebrows tattooed? It is not as good as you think. Ugh. Plus, I'd rather put them on than, like... It's like when you're warm, you can't, like, you can only take so much off, but when you're cold, you can keep putting stuff on. I feel it's that way, too, with the makeup. I don't want to get it permanently on, because then I can't take anything off. If I don't have anything there, then I can put more on to a certain degree. But, yeah. I knew one mom who tattooed her eyeliner on, and when she got older, it looked bad. Like, real bad. Tattoo a face on your face. Exactly, Snaggle. They look like cholas. Right? I mean, feel me on that. You get it. You get it. And when I say that, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Like what they look like. That drawn on eyebrows. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, I got you, Ushi. That makes sense. I get it then. You kick my ass, I want a cool story. Snaggle, you probably need a dominatrix, boo. Like, with how much you bring up wanting to get beat up. Seriously. Gabe will do it for $10. Need some money. Can you just push me around for like an hour? Huh? Can you just do that for me? Just a little bit? Not for very long, just, you know, just so I maybe bleed a little bit. Snaggle, Jesus. No, it's not anything weird or anything, I just, you know, I just like how it feels. We know you will, Snaggle! Your masculinity is not in question. You do not have to prove yourself. Well, now he's just declared that you're fighting. You come up and look for a place to live, you can fight Gabe. How about that?
Is it a fight when you get your ass kicked in the first few seconds?
Ooh! That was mean. You think you could floor Snaggle? I bet he's vicious.
No, I don't think I would have to floor him.
What does that mean?
There would just be two hits.
Me hitting you and you hitting the floor.
You trying to swing and me dodging. I can dodge a jab.
I think Gabe is more tall than people think. I feel like people think you're shorter than
I have a lot more reach than you do, Sniggle, so it'd be...
Sniggle, your power is in your hair. You have to get your locks to full strength, alright? Whip it back and forth. Take down the Gabo. The Gabo. He's so tall, right? God. I met Gabe for the first time in person after knowing him for like over a decade, 3 years ago. And when I met him in person, I had no idea he'd be almost 6 feet tall. You don't need reach when you spear tackle. Oh no. Right? Ushi, isn't that weird? Like, did you think Gabe would be as tall as he is? I didn't think so. Also what's weird is, for those of you who know our old roommate Tim, I always, even after living with him for 2 years, I always think he's shorter than me. Kid is tall. He's taller than Gabe.
Taller than me, yeah.
And I always forget that. I don't know. It's not even his boots, is it?
No, when we're just like, when we have nothing on. Yeah.
When you're naked with Tim.
When we're naked with Tim.
Yeah.
He's still taller than me. It's
Gabe's
by like
that makes him look short. That's true.
It's like an inch or two.
That's true. Gabe does have a big head.
Yeah.
And it does make him look shorter, but he is not. That's why he's scary. His head is as big as my torso. And I'm not a little girl. I'm 5'7". I always forget, too, that Sean is my height. I always think Sean's smaller than me, too, and then I'll stand next to Sean, and Sean is my height. Oh, really, Ushi? I think that's not normal. Aren't most Mexicans short? Yeah. Our friend Alberto. How tall is Alberto? He's smaller than me.
He's shorter than you.
He's like 5'4". He's a little guy. At what part, Sniggle, would you lull at? Now, should the bee be with the bunny, or should the bee be following around Hazel? I think she should be with it.
Mira que yo no sé.
Hey, this guy's drawing. What's up? You better be drawing with that name. It is funny, Ushi. That is crazy. Is your friend 100% or half or? Oh, cool, Grim. For JourneyJune or just a story in general? Oh, Sniggle, that's so cute. Cool drawing. Cool. Cool guy. Who else thought you could spear tackle? Oof! I suppose you could just spin him, huh?
Pilsen.
Hmm?
Pilsen.
Oh. Cool, Grim, cool. Alright, I'm not sure what a spear tackle is, but I'm guessing it's when you dive into someone?
It's that, yeah. Remember Goldberg? WCW, you don't remember Goldberg?
Look at me. Look at me. Do I look like I know wrestling?
It's basically you like, it's like a tackle. Sometimes you can go with your head, but it's probably not
like
smart.
I picture someone jump diving at someone else.
It's like imagine just like you spear.
Do you pick them up though?
No,
like,
you like
scoop?
throw yourself at them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it is a dive.
I mean, you can run at them.
Hey
like that,
Grim,
but
did you know about JourneyJune? If you're trying to write stories and you're not used to it, maybe, that's kind of the point of JourneyJune. I don't know if we've talked about it before or not, but. Thanks, Sniggle. Because, Grim, how many stories have you done before? That's okay, Serenity. This one's already almost 12, so I feel you. I mean, a lot of my posts lately for JourneyJune have been 2-parters, which means that it's been over 10 panels. So if you gotta do that much, you gotta do that much. Just think about how much time you're saving for the future when you go back and actually illustrate the story. You know, you're helping yourself. And your future self will be like, oh man, past Serenity, you were so smart. Yeah. I have little moments like that. It's your first story. Well, dang, son. Here. Grim, you gotta check out JourneyJune then. Because really, this challenge is for people like you, where you've never done a story before, you want to potentially do many stories in the future, and maybe you're not used to how it's supposed to go. Do we listen to any podcasts? Nope. And we barely watch other people on Twitch either. I have this very strange thing where I get kind of irritated by listening to people talk. Oh, I'm hearing someone talk right now. Oh, it's me.
Nope.
Weird.
Whoops.
Whoops. I was like, I hear someone. I thought it was a man. Here.
I like a lot when you tell people that you don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're like, oh, you gotta try this one. If you listen to this one, you're just gonna love podcasts. Then it's like,
Yeah, and it's like, no, dude, I really seriously don't.
I've tried them. I give them a try every once in a while, but it's just, I don't know. I'm working. I don't need to listen to other people talk shit.
Yeah. We're like, Pastor Hank, you were so lazy. Well, fix it. You can already say you weren't lazy. You did JourneyJune. So if you finished JourneyJune, you're no longer lazy. I've made it so. But yeah, Crane, I have this thing with like talk radio. I grew up with it because my dad always listened to it, and it's one of the most annoying things in the world to me. So podcasts are really close to that. And same with Twitch. Like, I have to be very invested in the streamer to actually go listen. Gabe's different. But like, you know, our friends that we want to give the views will go there and I'll at least lurk. But
I can do talk radio, but because it's better done, I guess. I don't know,
like if it's a certain cool topic on NPR, I'll listen to that.
I think because it's more like it's adults talking about it, but it seems like professional adults. But most podcasts that I've listened to are like
Equilibrium.
What?
Christian Bale, Equilibrium.
Most podcasts that I've tried listening to are just
crap.
No, I mean they're like even like really really good ones. Like it's just people
not for you
talking. Yeah, like people talking about things. It's like, all right, well.
I've been wanting to try Adventure Zone just to see how I feel about it because so many people are cosplaying it. But yeah, I haven't gotten around to it. So.
I don't even know what that one. The guy next to me at Heroes Con kept comparing his podcast to that one, so I don't even know what it's about.
It's the big one right now, but a lot of people like are cosplaying artist interpretations of those characters because it's a podcast. So it's like it's interesting because it's like radio dramas came back, and now artists will draw what the podcasters have explained, and then people will cosplay what was talked about. So that's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, basically.
Sniggle it is, but at the same time, if you watch it again, it's so slow.
Yeah, it is.
Like, the first time I was like, shit, this is cool! And then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh my god.
You know what sucks though? When I saw it, I was like, wait, this is just 1984 with guns. It literally is just 1984 with guns.
Yeah, it really is.
So the 1984 is a fucking snail's pace.
No, Crane, I think it's just voices without seeing things. And with Twitch, usually I'll be drawing because, so that's not seeing them either. So that can be really hard for me. It's actually a thing with me. It's not about, like, what they're talking about. It's just, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, if there's a TV on in another room, I hate that. I hate that. If they're, like, talking, it's just talking. I don't know. It's yeah, Gun Fu. Well, if you like Speed Racer has Car Fu in the Wachowski version. Bye, Fire Seal. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
Love you, love you. Enjoy your foods. I'm also one of those people that can't go to sleep with noise. Like, I am very much a different person than I've ever known. Like, all my friends need sound to go to sleep, or music, or TV, or fans, and any sound for me is bad. I'm sure this is all due to my upbringing, like, no doubt, but it's just stuff I can't deal with. Sniggle. Of course you would. Oh man, anime hands, that's okay. It's a cute story. It's not serious. I'll allow anime hands when it's supposed to be cute or whatever, but if it's like a realistic drawing and someone does anime hands, I'm done with you. I am done with you. That means you can't draw hands. Basically. You know what I'm talking about, this thing? Like...
Yeah.
Oh, so delicate. Oh, it's always these two together, and then these two out. Like, oh.
It's like a reverse Star Trek thing.
Oh, and then once you, like, see it, you can't unsee it. So now every time you look at, like, an anime picture, they're gonna be doing this. And, like, a lot of girls just starting anime and stuff, and usually it is girls. It's, like, such a delicate pose, but they don't want to actually draw it, like, pretty. They'll put them together, though, and it'll just be, like, they're glued. It's like, oh, it's like the magic hand pose. Wherever you put it, it's like,
well, it's also like a lot in like superhero comics when they're like, whoa, you know, like they're doing...
Yeah, Sketchios, right? Dead silence. I'm the same way. Same way. I have earplugs and I have an eye mask.
I am done with today.
Are you? Low budget version of jazz hands. I can see that. I don't think it's really a Rembrandt hand. I think those are more like this. You know, when you're doing more of a... They're usually spread, but like the fingers together thing, you see it, they're just drawn like this all the time. It's like anime gang signs, you know? Hi AJ Ryan, what's up? How you doing? We're working on JourneyJune right now. What are you doing? Because I didn't like the pose. I feel you, Snig. Oh, I actually did this accidentally, but I really like it, so I'm gonna keep that. JoJo hands are buzz. Well, if you think about it, I mean, anime, if I remember right, was a reaction to Disney back in the day. So, if I remember right, which I'm pretty sure I remember right. But I mean, it's just like the delicate hand stereotype. To just do the two fingers together and it's always going to be delicate, you know. But the print shop, so happy fun. Catch a stream live. Awesome! AJ, we're glad you're here.
Yo.
Thank you. What's the JoJo pose, you guys? Do you have a good like?
They're very like, you know, like.
Oh, okay.
Like super show you, pretty boy. Like almost like SNK poses, you know?
Yeah, I could see that. Are you talking about the ones that are like they put their hands up and they're like, and like with the glasses and then like those like Bishonen, like pretty boys?
Yeah, basically everybody in JoJo is a pretty boy with mega muscles.
We're talking about JoJo's adventure thing, right?
Yeah.
All I remember is one guy and he's ugly. Oh wow. Okay. Damn, those proportions are nuts.
Yeah.
Who's the demographic for this? Is that Prince? That's Prince.
Looks like it.
What?
It's really weird because it's gotten such a weird revival all of a sudden. I mean, it's been very underground for a while. Like they even have a fighting video game from the 90s.
Well, I remember the anime.
You know, and they're like, it's old. It's old as hell, and now it's gotten this new revival.
Is it like the one where it's like, I'll defeat you? Like
It's almost like Sailor Moon poses.
Yeah. What does she do again? She does the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I almost think it's like flicking someone off in another whatever. Ah, weird.
Did you see? I don't think you saw the at Asen they had a statue, a life-size statue of one of the guys, and he's like folds, everything is folds. He's wearing really baggy pants, and it very well done. It was amazing.
Really?
How well done, and his shirt is glued to him, so it's just abs and chest, and his coat is super tight on him, and tight all in the right places, but then tons and tons of folds, and he had a giant cape, a jacket thing. It's just.
Are you subtly breaking up with me for a
Yeah,
statue?
for a statue.
All right.
My
Okay.
God.
I get it. Hi, Mage. Oh, Fist of the North Star. That's what I was thinking of, actually.
The Fist of the North Star, but very queer, I guess you'd say.
I'd say it's just very Vogue, like Stickle said.
Did you say Vogue?
Vogue, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very avant-garde.
This is the North Star if Zoolander gave it a go.
Oh, it is very Zoolander. Yeah. Oh man, Zoolander would make a perfect anime in that style. Holy crap. On it. That's crazy. Okay. So... maybe one more of Hazel being happy. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. What you think about dinner?
I have no idea. I want chili, I want hot dogs, I want chili dogs.
Oh, you can make yourself chili dogs.
I want chicken.
We didn't buy new corn dogs, did we?
I don't think so.
Hold your cash. I don't think we have any not bad lettuce either. If we're done on that. Okay, so Gabe's technically done. Do you want to lead them through what you did today? That'd be nice. We have 2 days left for JourneyJune.
We've got.
Hold on. There you go.
So we've got. Last time, he was gonna speed off towards the bad guy, which is his ship. His ship has gone rogue. It's got a piece of faulty AI that's been consumed by bad data. Corrupted data. So he's shooting at Kip in his mech suit, and Kip is trying to go get him. But he kind of messes up, and he gets his arms blown off. right? And then this panel, he's all like, go this way. The computer, the onboard computer for his mech is like, Kip, your arms are gone. And he's like, thanks, jerk. And so he has the computer put all the power into the thrusters, into the boot thrusters, right? And so that we have like a nice like split panel. And this is where like a lot of people will try to do like triangle split panels for like no reason, you know. You should have a reason to do a split panel. In this situation, I decided to split it because it's sort of like a, you know, like, I see you, monster, I'm gonna get you, right? So then, page 2, come on, he goes for the eject pull thing, and he pulls it, and it blows out of it, right? And then the mech crashes into Kip's car, and he's going for that little like AI thingy, right? And in the previous page, we point at it. You know, we're like, hey, I gotta get to that AI thing and rip it off. And so he does just that, and that is the final blow. Snaps it off, and then like the ship, his eye goes black, and it's just like, pew. That's that.
Good job.
End of the story. Oh.
Oh, Ushi. Yeah, I haven't tried that. Maybe Gabe has. We usually use the Morningstar crumbles. Because really, when it comes to that sort of thing, if you're putting a ton of seasoning in it anyway, it's just kind of like whatever. But, no, that's great.
Yeah, I keep forgetting if that one's good or... I don't think we've tried it. I have had this one before, but I don't remember if I liked it or not.
It doesn't look like you get as much as the crumbles.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, I'm willing to try any of the vegetarian stuff.
I really like their bologna, though. They got some really good bologna.
If you're that guy. Ew. Alright, so we're going to be ending very soon. 2 days left at JourneyJune. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about really quick? Any questions? Anything, really. We'll be not on tomorrow. And then our last weekend stream is this weekend. From after this weekend out until maybe winter, we're not doing weekends anymore. We're just doing Monday through Thursday streaming. So maybe join us for Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday is the last day in June. So we figured we got to finish up JourneyJune at least strong. So there will be that. Let's see. Anything else, Gabe?
No.
Oh yeah, the frozen ones are fine. All I do with the frozen ones is I dump it into a pan. Immediately I put in the taco seasoning with the water and whatever, stir that up, and then throw it in with the crumbles. And then I take 2 cans of green chilies, put those in, just put a top on it. It's like whatever, it ends up really soft and good.
Are we having tacos?
Yeah! Oh, Ushi! Thank you, Ushi.
Thank you.
Taco night! 3rd time in a week! Taco night! Anyway. Remember all that dreams nonsense I was talking about last stream? Well, I decided to write those down. Hey, there you go! That's a good way to use your inspiration. Good job, Grim. That's awesome. Maybe do it in the formula of that link I sent you, which was this one. And for anybody who is wondering what we've been working on this stream, because they are very rough. If you look at, my screen and Gabe's screen, they're both very, very rough drawings. We've been doing these for the whole month because of JourneyJune. So if anybody's curious as to what this is all about, feel free to check out the link. Tacos you can have every single night, and they could be different and delicious and wonderful.
100% true.
Tacos are what you make them in your heart. They could be anything.
It's like a sandwich. Like you can have a sandwich every day.
It's true. It could always be different.
Yeah.
Anyway, alright, so we'll be on not tomorrow, but Saturday. If you guys want to join us Saturday, 4 p.m. Central, Gabe stream.
It's the
So
last day.
it's the last Saturday we're gonna do for a while. So
Pizza party.
in the upper right corner, you'll see Gabe's Twitch. If you're not a follower yet, give me a follow, give Gabe a follow, and on Saturday, 4 p.m. CST, we'll be there, not here, there, and we'll be here to answer any JourneyJune questions, or if you want to ask us online too, find our Instagram. So anyway, my tacos or hamburgers, Nazi. Your roasted beef. Aw, AJ, thank you. Let's not come back. Fire Seal, we're leaving. We're leaving right now. Yeah, JourneyJune is almost done. Hang in there, guys. You're almost there. Stream Gungeon, Crane said. Hit
Maybe.
that dome. Out of here. Bye, everybody. Have a good Friday. Love you. Bye.